Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 230 of the Fake Nerd Podcast, the game show where you have to take a shot every time the host mispronounced the movie of the name of the movie they're reviewing. Just like I did. I just totally messed up. Take a shot. I am Ben Magnin alongside with my brilliant co-host, Brandon T. McClure, Sparks
Disclaimer.
and Ryan Eliopoulos.
Roll for initiative!
Disclaimer, don't do that. You'll be wasted by the end of the intro.
And you'll probably die of alcohol poisoning. The movie we are reviewing is an amazingly beautiful animated film called Jiang Ziya. I'm pretty sure I just butchered it because I was actually practicing. I was close.
Right.
Okay, someone. All right. So Brandon was like, maybe, and then Sparks was like,
Jiang Ziya.
The way they kept saying it in the film most often, because two people pronounced it differently, was Jiang Ziya.
Jiang Ziya, yeah.
It's close. Think of between a Z and a C.
Yeah, and then they're saying Jiang Ziya, and then it's like, what freaking is it?
I'm an uncultured white guy, so like I'm gonna do my best. Mike, sorry.
I am also uncultured, but Anyways, we're here 2:30, but we got a whole crap ton of other stuff to go through before we get to that one. But
do you mean the episode title 2:30
yeah,
or the
I
time
also was
2:30?
confused because I looked at it is 2:30. I was like, it's that late already?
Yeah. No, it's episode 230.
It's 2:30 somewhere.
Yeah. So Brandon, before we get into our weeks, what's down in the description below?
Oh, thank you. That was nice of you. Yes, there are two links in the description below. Ben, you have an old school gamer magazine.
I do. Yeah, I wrote an article about the Game Boy Advance and why it's the best Game Boy ever made.
Ooh. Very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan and Ben.
Oh shit! Double dipping of me? What?
You both were on Downright Annoyed this week.
Hell yeah. Talking about the best movie DC put out at the time.
Wonder Woman had come out.
Shit, are you true? Dang it. Okay.
Wait, Wonder Woman did come out. Yeah, Wonder Woman came out before Justice League, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like the best films are Wonder Woman and Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Go check that video out.
Yeah.
So you guys talked about Justice League on your Downright Annoyed. The Whedon cut, what has been affectionately called on the internet, I use affectionately in air quotes, as the Justice League film.
I did cameo in the chat.
You did. You showed up. Thanks for showing up.
So the three of you are in the description below.
There you go.
Oh.
I'm in the description below.
Those are the only two links that we have there as far as personal links. But we have a Little Char in the Gang, episode 2 for the Fake Nerd Book Club. That is up now. You can find that in the link below as well. We talked about 53 to 105, right?
Yes, I believe so.
That's been a lot of fun. One more episode of that one coming soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, that's all the stuff in the description.
Now, very fitting that we did that on where we recorded that episode the same week of the Pokemon 25th anniversary, because I completely blanked that it was Pokemon Day on Friday. Or no, Saturday.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who wants to go first with their week?
I put my finger to my
I'll
nose. Go, John. Yeah, Sparks, get it. Get the week. What's the week like? What happened?
First of all, where's the box? I want to see the box. The PS5 box.
Oh, it's way too big. We can't. It'd take both of us.
Ben, I didn't even transport it from Monterey to here in that box. I put it in a different box. But it's sitting right here, under this television. Right here.
Literally half an entire shelf.
That's glorious.
Are you gonna pull it out?
No, but I am gonna pull out the controller.
Wow, look at that beautiful thing.
Wow, look at money.
Yeah, show it off, Vanna. Show it off.
Oh yeah, Vanna White.
I want to like remind that I wouldn't have one if it weren't for Megan's father.
Lucky man. Sweet man.
Okay. I watched Gilmore Girls. Nothing new there. I don't even remember.
Okay, I'm gonna ask every week. So you gotta prepare.
I made very little momentum on it this week. I think I watched like 3 maybe.
Have you met Logan yet?
Yeah, but I met Logan before we talked last week. WandaVision, we watched it. We talked about it. We're going to talk about it and have an episode out tomorrow. So check that out.
Word.
There was a bunch of video games. I want to talk about one in particular. It's called Astro's Playroom. It's the game that automatically comes with the PlayStation 5. I thought it was honestly kind of stupid when we were seeing footage of it. Not stupid, but just like I see no reason why I would ever play this, but I decided to just try it. And I now really understand, because it is the only game you can have for the PS5 right now that actually makes you understand what the console and the controller are both capable of. And it's very much in the platformer style of Ratchet and Clank or Mario or
3D
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, 3D open world. Yeah.
It's that kind of style. And you really get a feel for like all the things that they're capable of doing, which makes me more excited about the future of PlayStation 5 console gaming, which we're not going to see those kind of things show up for a while.
Yeah.
But it is pretty cool. So, and Ben will really like it when he gets a PS5, because it's all about you going around and exploring artifacts of PlayStation history to build out your little room. So it's all just like PlayStation artifacts of the past.
Yeah, that's definitely that sounds fun, because all four of us grew up with the PlayStation in some way, shape, or form. So
you guys remember when Insomniac, they'd probably still do it, but Insomniac would put museums in Ratchet and Clank?
I don't.
Like go to a teleporter at a specific time and then teleport to an Insomniac museum, and you get like behind the scenes stuff and concept stuff. It was really cool.
That sounds awesome. I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that either.
That's an Easter egg I missed. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really neat. Like you'd see like, this is what we were thinking for the Ratchet and Clank game, and this is the model of what we ended up doing. That's cool.
Love that.
Ryan and I watched some movies together.
Did we?
Yeah, we watched Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Which obviously you guys did a conversation about, but I think just a little small thing, as you and I were watching it, we're both kind of sitting there. We recently watched Batman v Superman together as well, and we're both
did.
You know, I'm in a more positive place at the end of this than I am when I'm at the end of Batman v Superman.
Yep.
And I think of the four of us, I think I'm the most positive on that Justice League film. But I have, like, it's a mess, but for what it is, I find more to get out of it in that than I do in BVS and pretty much Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I've really started to think of as just its own entity rather than a Superman movie, and that's made me more accepting of it.
Sure.
But I had a pretty good time, honestly, watching Justice League. Like, there's dumb stuff. Cyborg still looks like shit, and Steppenwolf still looks like shit, and this was the first time I was really paying attention to, like, that's a Snyder shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Whedon shot.
It's very
Aquaman helps.
Yeah, it's very
his eye color changes depending on who's directing.
Yeah, different eye colors, and Bruce Wayne has a different haircut, and he gains about 20 pounds, and looks like he's trying to not have 20 pounds. That's not Ben Affleck's fault. That's just like reshoots months later, you're not the same person.
Your group chat for the Downright Annoyed group, I still get the notifications for it. And they were talking. Well, someone was like, I started to hate it because I hated the mother box stuff. I was like, that's all the Snyder Cut is, so you're screwed.
Yeah, at least it'll be more fleshed out though, because like all of the mother box stuff in this Justice League version is all like reshot stuff, and it's all generic and lame. So at least it'll be more like shitty exposition instead of just boring exposition.
Well, when we talk about like watching the flashback, oh my god, and I forgot about the Amazon armor being so much worse. The midriff. We talked about the flashback section where it's Steppenwolf who's attacking. Now it's Darkseid who's attacking, and I'm like, man, Steppenwolf like getting shoved off Earth like a punk kind of works. Darkseid getting shoved off Earth like a punk kind of makes me think Darkseid sucks.
Yeah, he's not as strong.
I don't know how they're going to do that one.
Hold on, it's not Darkseid, it's Uxas.
That's what I joked to him. It's like, it's young Darkseid though. It's not
no, for real. That's what he said. This is young Darkseid before he was Darkseid. It's Uxas.
Oh, that's stupid.
Which is the name he had before he killed the gods to become Darkseid.
Buddy, I get you. I'm saying to the general audience that would ever bother to watch that movie, who don't read comic books and don't know that's just, here's the most impressive villain in DC. Look at him leaving Earth like a bitch.
Like a punk.
That's pretty lame. That's a pretty lame way to introduce a bad guy. Anyway.
Here's the DC version of Thanos, and he's getting his ass whipped.
It's like if Avengers had also introduced Thanos by having him show up to help Loki, and the Avengers kick his butt right off the planet immediately.
Yeah.
That's what it would be like. It'd be super lame. Nobody would be looking forward to Thanos' reappearance.
Barely an inconvenience. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we watched another movie. We watched a movie called Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Oh, we did.
Which you also talked about somewhere else.
Yeah, that was on last week's. Wait. Oh, right. That was on just Bored and Annoyed's regular channel. They're just doing a Nightmare retrospective. That's not part of the other thing. I did something else this week. I forgot. Yeah, New Nightmare is still pretty good. I think that's still a really fun, like really ahead of its time kind of meta movie.
This was the first time you watched it since you were a kid?
Since at least.
Yeah, so it landed really well for you.
at least like 10 years, 15 years for sure.
I definitely... I was telling Ryan, like, I like that movie more and more each time I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have to watch all the Nightmare films to watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Watch one and the new one.
You should watch 1 and 3.
Yeah,
you should watch 3.
Yeah.
But you should watch 1 and 3 and then that one and you're golden. It kind of helps to have an idea of like what Freddy turned into after Wes Craven was no longer touching him, to understand what Wes Craven's kind of mocking and making fun of about slasher culture. But even more noticeable to me this time was that you can really see the framework of Scream being worked through New Nightmare.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
That's my favorite of the Nightmare on Elm Street films.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly reasonable. I don't know, like, it's very hard for me to put something above Dream Warriors at this point.
That's the best.
It's very hard for me to do that because I just love the concept of like the kids actively working on lucid dreaming
and
so
like
that they can fight Freddy in their dreams and still not being able to measure up when he picks at their horror. It also has some of, I think, genuinely like the best kills in the Nightmare franchise, including where he's got the guy by his arteries up to the roof.
Oh, it's so disturbing.
And where he pulls the girl into the television. It's pretty good.
It's prime time, bitch.
Prime time, bitch. So highly recommend New Nightmare. That movie gets wild. I kind of forgot how unabashedly bold that movie is in some places, like the highway scene.
Yeah. Kids playing Frogger with Freddy.
Really glad to have an excuse to revisit that. It was Megan's first time watching it, so that was fun.
Right on.
Disney Plus added a little thing called Myth: A Frozen Tale.
Oh, I watched that.
It was originally designed for VR, but they have made a non-VR version that you can watch on Disney Plus, and it's basically just it's cool. It's very Fantasia inspired with how they wanted to do like this music to animation. It starts with a family living in the world of Frozen, telling a story about the old spirits, and then it transitions into a wordless musical display of the spirits.
Aww.
And honestly, what it does is it more cements, if you were at all feeling like the background story of the spirits in Frozen 2 was rushed or a little confusing, this makes it more plain and understandable. Okay. And kind of spotlights like, now you could watch this and then you could go watch Frozen 2 and you'd be like, oh, I understand totally what's going on now with all the spirit stuff. What Elsa is. I get it. But not that there's definitely like things that I think they were trying to conceptually grasp that are plainly stated in Myth. That's pretty good. The only returning character from Frozen 2 in the short is the little flame gecko.
Oh, it's a cutie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 10 minutes. It's cool. It's worth your time.
Right on.
Started as a VR thing.
Started as a VR thing. Yeah, as I brought that up earlier. I would like to watch it in VR. I'm sure it's very effective. And the other thing I did, because everything else I did was all related to school, one of the things I had to do for school was I had to watch a nature documentary. So I watched this one called Disney Nature's Penguins, which is on Disney Plus.
I walked by it. Looked real cute.
That one is entirely narrated by Ed Helms. Those movies real pretty. I really like watching real pretty nature stuff. It's pretty good.
Make it 8K.
Anyway, it's kind of all I had time for. It was not a very freewheeling week. That's it.
Transition the power to me. I did not do. It's going to be like this for a while. I did a lot of Critical Role, and I worked on my own RPG. I bought Hitman 3 and I was very excited to play that, but I only had time to play the first mission. And I told you guys while we were playing video games some of the fun stuff I did in that game. So I won't say too much about it, but that's a continuation of just a really great open sandbox game that lets you do what you want in a lot of really fun ways. I can definitely see why now I really see why this team was chosen to make the James Bond game, because that first mission alone, you're on the tallest tower in the world in Dubai, and you like parachute in, and then you do your assassinations and you parachute out, and it's like, if you're fast, you can do it in like a span of a couple of minutes. Like I've seen a speed run where you beat the level in 6 seconds. Insane. It's insane shit. Those games just allow so much freedom to do what you want. So I can't wait to get into more of that this week. I read one comic. I didn't go to the store this week, but I read one comic. It was Sword number 3. And guys, that book still rips. Al Ewing still kicks it. That issue is all about Gateway, who everyone thought he was a teleporter, but Gateway does teleport. That's a fun thing about that issue. Check out Sword, guys. I feel like I did something else, and I don't remember. Oh, I played more Divinity Original Sin 2. That's still a great RPG. I fought some crocodiles, and they were called crocodilians. And this lady's like, hey, I lost my glove. Go find my glove. So I went to go fight these crocodiles. I engaged with them. The first one, he uses his tail to summon a rock out of the ground like a geomancer, and he throws it at me. I'm like, oh, these aren't regular crocodiles. They're using earthbending on me. Then another one uses an ability called scaleportation, which is teleportation, but for crocodiles. So all these crocodiles are now teleporting close to me. I'm like, wow, this game's fun. D&D is really cool, guys. I'm really loving it. I read a book club that's also Dungeons and Dragons inspired. So like a lot of that going around in my life. Loving it. I think that's it. Oh, no, I lied. I played some more Mortal Kombat because I didn't buy the new character pack, which had Rambo, Melina, and Rain. I have had Rambo fight the Terminator and Rambo fight RoboCop, and I bought the 90s Mortal Kombat movie character pack. So Christopher Lambert is Raiden. That guy. He's fighting Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting Terminator, Rambo, and all that shit. It's so much fun, and that gameplay is so good. And I have Mortal Kombat on the mind. So I'm going to continue to play that game and unlock more costumes. So when we eventually play that game together, every costume will be unlocked and we can have so much fun. That's me.
Transfer the power to me. All right. So I did not do a whole lot media-wise. The really only thing I did with that involved media, or me enjoying it, is playing Golden Sun on my GBA. That's pretty much it. Involving media, I was actually writing a lot. I was writing my article for oldschoolgamermagazine.com, which you can read down there. And also, I'm writing another piece for them that I'm having Brandon and a few other family and friends of mine look over, because I want to submit that to them, and hopefully it gets published in the magazine. So,
did you look at that yet?
Not yet, actually. I haven't had the time today, but I will this week.
Cool.
Nice.
So pretty much that was most of my week media-wise. Of course, I watched WandaVision, and I watched a little bit of RuPaul's Drag Race when I would come home, because family would be watching it. She's watching it downstairs right now. And the only other game I got or I played was a tiny little bit of Fortnite yesterday, because I'm trying to level up and get the Beskar armor. I'm like level 60. I'm level 60 now.
Dang.
Nice.
Catching up. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'd slowly but surely. Luckily, the XP supercharged stuff that's helped me out. Besides that, I went to Lost Levels yesterday, support small business. They had a game that I was going to get for Fanny and I a while ago. And I also got a cool find, the sequel to Golden Sun, which is Golden Sun Dark Dawn on the Nintendo DS. So I have that in the wings waiting for me. That's pretty much it. Just did a whole lot of podcast stuff today, did a whole lot of writing this week, and a little bit of Game Boy playing. That's pretty much my week.
Love it.
All right. I'll continue the bit. Ben, give me the power.
Yes, the power is transferred.
Okay. That reminds me of a fun bit for reflections we did, Sparks. Okay, anyway. I want to give an update of my project that I've talked a bit about on the show, Conversation. I am looking to release episodes in the next 3 weeks. I'm very excited. I got a lot of interviews lined up this week and next week. It should be a lot of fun, but kind of a little sizzle. I interviewed one of the hosts from the Empire podcast.
Nice.
Which is a real podcast, unlike
I
us.
was just literally listening to them at work the other day. That's incredible.
Yeah, Helen O'Hara from the Empire podcast.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, I asked and she said sure, and we set it up. I woke up at 6 a.m. because she's 8 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
And that was really great and a lot of fun. And I'm really excited for all of you to hear Conversation when it comes out.
You know what I think I realized? It's so easy to interview people. You just got to ask them. They say yes. I think we should just do that more. They say yes.
Man, every week I'm asking like 4 people for this show and now for Conversation. And sometimes they don't respond, but hey, at least you asked.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
I've asked Ram V. He didn't respond.
He's a busy boy.
Yeah, I did the same. Well, I didn't ask Ram V, but I asked when High Score first came out. I asked Charles Martinet if you want for an interview, and he never responded back.
Yeah,
at least you ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really exciting. I think Conversations could be really special. I'm really excited for you guys to hear it.
Right on.
I've been having I talked a bit about this to Sparks, but I haven't felt quite right in the head since I got sick. If you guys recall, a couple weeks ago I was very sick, and I don't know, it messed with my wires up there, but I powered through that and read a bunch this week. I'm going to lift up what I read because holy crap, I read all this.
You are officially so much more ahead of me now.
Yeah.
Here's what this is: X-Men Future State.
Beautiful.
So I caught up on 2 months worth of X-Men.
I love it.
So I read Sword 3, which was great. New Mutants great. Hellions great. X-Men great. Like all these books are great. They were a lot of fun to read. And I'm glad I'm finally caught up. But I really want to highlight Future State. All the Future State books, because Future State is over. And these are all the books that I've read. So I read Wonder Woman, Immortal Wonder Woman, House of L. House of L, which is a one-shot Future State. I highly recommend. It's very good. I would read a ongoing of that premise. It's basically thousands of years in the future, past the Legion of Superheroes. It's a dynasty. Clark's descendants have created a kind of dynasty of like protection and protecting the universe through the Sanctuary and the United Planets, and they're under attack by an unknown force, and Clark is long gone in time. And it's like his great grandson and his Tamaranian great aunt, and so like his line mingled with other species. So there are Kryptonian Tamaranian, Kryptonian Ranians, like all sorts of different hybrid Kryptonians. Awesome, really liked it. Recommend that. Wonder Woman, which is Yara Flor's book, really enjoyed that. I'm really excited for her ongoing. Swamp Thing, great. Ram V, hey, it's great. Harley Quinn, good stuff. I'm not going to do this the whole time. I'm looking for something specifically. Harley Quinn's good. Imperious Rex. Mark Russell's
Lex?
Imperious Lex, thank you.
This ain't a name or a book.
There are two issues out. The third one is not out yet, but that will end Future State. That's Mark Russell's book, where he does a Superman book where Lex controls a planet called Lexor, and everybody on that planet worships him. So Superman is the bad guy of this planet. Really fun. I really like Mark Russell. He did the Grifter story in Dark Detective, which I also really liked. And that will lead into Dark Detective. I read all 4 issues of that. Well, 3 issues, but I'm all caught up. That was really great. And the 2 backup stories, the Grifter one and the Red Hood one, also really great. That's like the best Batman book that Future State put out.
Right on.
I really like the main story of that one. I really like both backup stories in that one. Awesome book. Highly recommend. And I think outside of Justice League, that's really only the ones I want to highlight, because Justice League was also really good. And I think I'm now more and more upset that Brian Michael Bendis is taking over Justice League and not Joshua Williamson, because I think he had a voice and a plan for Justice League that would have been really excellent. And I'm sad we're not getting that Justice League.
Yeah.
I read Sunstone. I'm going back through Sunstone because Volume 7 was solicited for April.
Ooh, nice.
So I read the first volume. I'm going to keep reading the series till I catch up. It's a great book. Honestly, the book when I first read it changed my life, so I'm really happy to be going through it again. I finally set up a bedside light. So I've been reading Dune. I'm almost done with book 1 of Dune.
Yay! Wow, look at you.
Dune is
comic or the comic?
The book.
The book.
The book.
The book. Good.
Yeah. I'm reading the book cover to cover. The book is separated, if you don't know, it is separated in 3 sections, 3 books. So the first book of Dune, Book of Muad'Dib, or whatever I pronounce that.
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib. Now I know. Thank you. And then there's a third one, I don't remember, and then the appendices. That encompasses the first volume of Dune, the first novel Dune.
Lots of pages.
And I'm almost done with that, with the first book. So the first 230 pages.
Yeah.
Great book. Can't wait to do that when that movie comes out.
In 10 months. 9 months.
There's only 48 chapters in the book, so I'm trying to do a chapter a night.
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, I watched a bunch of stuff. I watched some cool movies. I watched The Golden Compass. I shouldn't have led with the cool movie thing. That movie sucks. I mentioned I think last week that I watched His Dark Materials, which is the HBO BBC series starring Daphne Keane, which is based off the same book that The Golden Compass is. So I decided to watch the movie to see how badly could they have messed it up? My God, you guys.
Yeah.
I saw it once in theaters. I don't even remember.
Me too.
I saw it once in theaters, and there's only two distinct things I can remember about The Golden Compass. The first one being the polar bear kicking ass and taking names.
Mm-hmm.
The second being the girl I was seeing at the time was really mad I went to go see it because she was a hardcore Catholic, and she said the Golden Compass destroyed God, and then if I went...
Oh no.
It was... I was very confused. I'm but it's a movie.
So she sides with the magistrate. Got it.
Oh God. Killing children.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about the Golden Compass was the polar bear. So watching His Dark Materials, I was like, oh wow, this is a really complex and interesting story. I wonder how badly the movie butchered it. The movie was taken away from the director, who initially wanted a 2.5 hour long slow burn of a movie, more like the book. The studio wanted something more akin to Harry Potter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they cut it up and reshot. There's a horrible reshoot. Talk about Justice League, by the way, with horrible reshoots. There's a bit in The Golden Compass where she finds the character, I forgot, Billy Costa. Finds the character Billy Costa, who has just been separated from his demon, which is the little animal soul thing that runs around with them. And she's in a hallway, and she says, Billy Costa, cut to Billy Costa, cut back to her. She's in a different location. Oh my God, this is the thing that nobody told me about. This is what this is, audience. Cut to Billy Costa, cut back to her, and she's in a different location.
Hell yeah.
It was awful. Terrible movie. And then they end it before the ending of the book because they wanted to end on a high note. They wanted to end on a happy note.
Oh yeah, we're
and then the beginning of the sequel would be the ending of the first book.
It's like the Desolation of Smaug.
That's not the worst idea if you think about it in the sense of you don't know for sure you'll make another.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd rather more films chose that route when they're less confident.
Yeah.
Because at least the people who like that movie can have a whole story.
True.
The
few there are.
But the thing is, The Golden Compass ends. It doesn't feel like a full story because they're like, here, we're going to go to the thing, and I'm doing exactly what the compass needs me to do, and then it's like, cut to black. We did the thing. I mean, I kind of understand because the ending of the book is sad as hell. So
speaking of, I totally forgot. Brandon, you sent me a video about how to not start a franchise that featured Aragon.
Oh yeah, I did. I did send you that video from Captain Midnight.
Mm-hmm. I watched it, and goddamn, you're right.
I forgot about that movie,
dude.
Until they made that video,
I forgot. I freaking love those books, and even I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's bad.
Okay, now on to the good movies. Because I watched the Ian McKellen, Brendan Fraser film Gods and Monsters, where Ian McKellen plays James Whale, the director of Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein. Excellent movie. I'd been wanting to watch it for a long time because I like the Frankenstein films and I like Brendan Fraser. It's before The Mummy, so he's still sexy.
Still daddy.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I highly recommend that. Thank goodness that HBO Max has such a wide catalog of older films, unlike Netflix or Hulu. Mm-hmm. Because that movie isn't available in DVD or Blu-ray.
Really?
So it's just nice that was streamable.
Wow.
I watched for the first time A film that I wanted to see last year. It was coming out last year. The Personal History of David Copperfield, starring Dev Patel.
Yeah. That movie got announced around the same time as Green Knight.
Yeah.
Where's the Green Knight?
This movie did go to theaters. Personal History of David Copperfield. It went to theaters the same weekend as New Mutants.
Oh.
It's a Fox Searchlight film, so that tells you what you should know.
Gotcha.
So I ended up streaming it off of Amazon Prime. I rented it because it'll probably go to HBO Max eventually. Really great, really funny. There's some performances in there from Hugh Laurie and the Doctor Peter Capaldi. They do a scene together, and they're a lot of fun. Their energy is really great. Didn't know I wanted that until I saw it. Tilda Swinton's funny. She's got to think about donkeys being on her lawn, and it's some of the funniest smash cuts to her just kicking donkeys I've ever seen.
All right.
Highly recommend that. We saw a trailer a little while ago for the movie Blythe Spirit, starring David, Charles Dickens. Oh my God.
Guy Pearce?
Downton Abbey.
Nope.
Legion.
David? Nope.
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens. Beauty and the Beast. Dan Stevens.
Yeah.
And Leslie Mann. I didn't realize that movie is a remake of a 1944 film starring Rex Harrison. So I watched that. That's on HBO Max.
Nice.
That holds up. That's a very funny old movie. It's a breeze. It's only an hour and a half. Demented film. I did not understand, call the directions it was going to go in. A lot of fun. If you guys remember, it's about a writer who can't write, so they summon a ghost, and it turns out to be the ghost of his ex-wife.
We watched the trailer that has Dan Stevens and the girl from George of the Jungle.
Yeah, Leslie Mann. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Got
if you remember that.
Okay, I do.
Judi Dench is in that.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see that movie.
Yeah, so the new one's not out yet, but the remake is. No, the original is. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's really good. Really good.
So the Dan Stevens one isn't out yet, but the old one is.
Oh no, the Dan Stevens one is in theaters.
Oh, okay.
Well, the one that came out in the 1940s, I'm sure it's out now.
Yes. Yeah, like that movie a lot. Captain Marvel. I watched the MCU film Captain Marvel.
As opposed to the other Captain Marvel?
Just in case anybody was confused. I don't know.
No, I'm just making sure.
I'm still kind of going through like a WandaVision thing, obviously because WandaVision's out. So I'm watching like the movies that the characters in WandaVision have shown up in before. So Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
With Monica. We reviewed it, so my thoughts of that are there. But I definitely smoothed on it. I haven't seen it since my fatigue had ended. My superhero fatigue had ended. So I hadn't seen it since theaters, essentially. And outside of a pretty weak and generic script, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. And Larson brings a lot to the role. And I kind of went on this diatribe on Twitter where I was like, I don't understand why like I understand because sexism, but like people are fine with there being like super generic MCU films or DCEU films. Like there's like multiple superhero films that are just generic and fine and fun and whatever. But like Captain Marvel is seen as the affront against humanity.
I think so. I agree with you that I just want to start with I agree with you.
Okay.
But I also think that part of it is that there's an even harsher backlash because there is a desire to elevate Captain Marvel because it is a film featuring a female protagonist. The same thing happened with Wonder Woman.
Except I think Wonder Woman.
But the problem with Wonder Woman is that everybody unanimously was able to agree that Wonder Woman was a solid film, whereas Captain Marvel, like you said, it's a pretty generic script and it's not for everybody. This is people who most of the Marvel movies usually aren't for anyway.
Yeah.
And then you get to Captain Marvel and that's still not for them. That's fine. But it's also a backlash towards the desire to want to elevate it because it is a female film, and because there are people out there who are championing it, that makes it feel like they've got to shit it on it even more. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying I think that's why it happens is because that there's this sick feeling like, oh, we must put them in their place to recognize that this is not the best that it could be. And it's like, you're right. It's still not that bad. Like you don't need to make a thing out of it.
Yeah, look, it's not. It's fine. It's generic. I had a good time. It's not a bad way to spend 2.5 hours.
Right.
Yeah, last time I watched it, I thought it was like for me, it's like the same as Doctor Strange. Like I think it's fine. Like it's not bad.
Yeah.
But like when I can't say that online because then I get attacked because they think that I'm a sexist because I don't think the movie that has a woman in it is great.
See,
that's the problem. That's the
that
problem where like I can't have a conversation about Captain Marvel being mediocre without me getting attacked because it's about a woman.
Or just like being average.
Or just being average. Because again, it is a very boring script to me, and the performances are what make that thing cool. That's still a boring movie to me. Sorry. I'm not gonna. That's how I feel.
Right.
I said it very clearly on our review. If you take out Ronan, the movie is actually improved.
Yeah.
It's tighter because Ronan serves no purpose in the script at all, except for a final action sequence.
I don't know if it would fix everything, but I can kind of see what you mean.
I didn't say fix everything. I said improve.
I didn't say you said fix everything. I'm merely saying. But I do think that like that becomes the challenge is that you have a lot of voices that go out there that like they'll champion it no matter what because of what it is. And that's also just as hard to navigate as the people who will shit on it no matter what, because it's like, well, we got to be able to like accept that there can be criticism of it as well.
There was some dispute on our WandaVision episode where Monica became Photon or Spectrum or whatever she's going to be called. And the line of dialogue that is played when she's going through the hex is actually from Captain Marvel. Having seen it, I recognize the dialogue scene. We had speculated that it could potentially have been new dialogue, but it was not. So just want to throw that out there. I watched one episode of The Punisher because I'm like I said, my fatigue has been gone thanks to WandaVision. I'm fully into the MCU, and I'm pretty sure that the Netflix characters are making a return. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to catch up on the Netflix film, so I started that this week. Hopefully I'll get more next week and the week after. Got a lot to get through. And then I watched Young Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That dropped. 2 episodes are out right now. It's a new NBC sitcom we talked about with Dwayne Johnson as himself and Randall Park as himself, and then a bunch of kids playing various stages of Dwayne Johnson's life.
I didn't know Randall Park was himself. He's just himself.
Yeah, he's playing himself. He's playing former actor Randall Park.
Former actor.
Do they age him up at all?
Nope.
Okay, because like I can buy loosely the idea of The Rock looking the same, but I can't buy Randall Park looking the same in 10 years.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because of a school project, I had to edit a video that used a bunch of footage of The Rock. Mm-hmm. Okay, the dude looked totally different a decade ago.
Yeah,
like he's
twice the size.
I forgot how different I thought of that as like much earlier than a decade. No, a decade ago is like right around Race to Witch Mountain, and I'm like,
it's Fast and Furious. It's Fast and Furious when he starts.
It's even earlier.
Oh,
it's even earlier. It's Race to Witch Mountain. 2009 is Witch Mountain.
That's insane. He's a big boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Where he still had like hair going. That was the natural look he was going for.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so The Rock is telling his story. He says it's no holds barred. I'm getting like into the gritty. You're gonna learn a bunch of things, but it's still like it's still through the lens of his, because he talks about it in the first episode. Ryan, I'm sure you'd actually really get a lot out of the show because it's a lot about wrestling and working the gimmick is what he talks about in the first episode. Which is for those of you who don't know, is the wrestlers. It's what they do to make these characters, and they always are these characters that they've created. And Dwayne Johnson talks about how he is still working the gimmick, even on his presidential race.
God.
And he's like throughout all his films, and like we've seen it, like he's always like, Rampage made $1 billion, but it's like it's 1 billion yen.
He's a yes man. He's a positive guy.
Yeah, so he's always like working that aspect that I'm this person, and like it's always an act. So he's like, I'm bringing down the act. I'm telling you, no holds barred, everything. But it's still like, you're still kind of working the gimmick though, because you're delivering this in a sitcom.
Yeah, I would never believe The Rock would give us his full, especially on like a network regular TV show kind of thing, where like you're gonna get the secrets of The Rock on this kids show about his youth. Like
I do think anything that's like a major part of the series, like a major event, is true.
Sure.
I'm sure that's more or less true from his account. The other part of it is that like everything's going to be colored and contextualized by Dwayne's voice himself, like reflecting on his youth, which is already like we all do it. Like every human being does it. You reflect on your youth. You try to tell a story that happened to you about 15 years ago. You're going to recolor it. Yeah. You're going to contextualize it. You can't help it. It's not a flawless objective painting of a picture. And also probably influenced by the voices of those in his life who were around for those times, which again is also muddying the waters of, so, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
That said, it's actually a very funny and very charming show. I highly recommend it.
It feels like it's a more sincere. I do like that there's an upfrontness and openness to it that I don't think exists in like its closest like comparison is Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah.
Like that there is a sincerity and a realness to it that doesn't exist with a show like Everybody Hates Chris. Yeah. Like I don't think anybody watches Everybody Hates Chris and thinks that anything less than like 2% of it is really what happened with Chris Rock's life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good show, though. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by it.
Nice.
But that's it. Shall we do the news?
It's time.
I don't know. Ben wants to be here for like 6 hours, so maybe we should vamp a little.
Okay, news time. Bread and butter time. We have Ray Fisher updates. Up top. Ray Fisher tweeted about some news that we'll get to just after this. But Ray Fisher said, he tweeted, "Do y'all remember that time Walter Hamada and WB Pictures tried to destroy a black man's credibility and publicity and publicly delegitimize a very serious investigation with lies in the press? But hey, Black Superman, A versus A over E."
Oh.
To which,
oh no.
To which Warner's and the leading investigator of the case responded, essentially saying, "Let it go, dude."
Which didn't he clap back again to?
Which one?
Didn't he clap back to Warner Brothers again? And he called it like weak and desperate, the way that they responded to his thing.
Oh, yes. Yes. I forgot to put that one in there. But
yeah. So I want to be on Fisher's side so bad, guys. I really do. Yeah. But I first off, like, it wasn't just Warner Brothers that came forward. It was also the investigator, the lead investigator. Yeah, right. He came forward, and that I was just like amplifying to my point. I wasn't saying he didn't. Sorry. The lead investigator comes forward and he says Hamada was honestly helpful in the opposite direction of what Fisher is saying. Like, and I'm like, I know you can't trust corporations and CEOs, but this is tough. Here's the thing that makes me the saddest about this is that the dismissiveness about the possibility, which we don't know, it's unconfirmed, but a Black Superman, which everybody's assuming because Ta-Nehisi Coates is attached.
Yeah.
And Ta-Nehisi Coates is a Black activist, and him being involved in a Superman script is only a positive, regardless of if Superman's going to be Black or white, is only a positive for amplifying Black voices, which is something Fisher should be about, which is something Fisher has hinted and used his current platform of battling Warner Brothers to say he is about. So him dismissing that positive motion while underhandedly like trying to remind about his issue is sad.
It sucks.
It's gross. It's a little gross. It's like you don't need to shit on something positive happening related to Black voices being amplified at Warner Brothers in order to bring back attention to what's going on with you.
This isn't Cyborg getting recasted.
Yeah.
This isn't even necessarily Superman becoming Black. This is potentially like Val Zod, a different character.
You get down to just Ta-Nehisi Coates gets to go write a Superman film. That is an amplification of Black voices. That is not something he should be shitting on or dismissing.
100%.
In trying to bring back attention to his argument with them.
What I'm trying to get at is like if it was something involving his character, I could see why he's mad. But he's shitting on something that he should be actively supporting. Well, like this is not related to him at all. Like it's
is he going to shit on every like
new
Warner
announcement?
Brothers project that
Yeah.
has black people in it now.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen this kind of back and forth happen with Warner Brothers and Ray Fisher before with The Flash. He said, I don't want to work with Warner Brothers anymore. And Warner Brothers was like, okay, you're not going to work for us anymore. And he's like, why'd you fire me?
Yeah, yeah, it's hard, man. I feel like he's in a losing battle, and he's just making the wrong moves every week.
Well, you know what? He's not, because everyone's on his side, or at least wants to be on his side.
Yeah,
and the thing is, the investigation cost Joss Whedon his job, who is the primary abuser in the situation.
Yep.
So a positive thing happened.
It's tricky because how far do you go? Once the thing, the investigation's over, the guy lost his job. For him, how much is enough?
If anything, hiring Ta-Nehisi Coates onto a Superman film is a positive momentum thing, possibly even triggered by his actions, which he should instead of lambasting, take some credit for that. They're getting someone who he should be actively appreciating. Ta-Nehisi Coates is a beloved black activist. This doesn't make a lot of sense to shit on the progress of him being involved in anything. That just doesn't jive with me. I had this conversation with Brandon privately, and I'm going to bring up this part that I felt what Ray Fisher needs to do at this point, what I really wish he'd do, is instead of these little social media pot shots he takes, write something like what Leonard Roberts wrote about what happened on Heroes that we talked about a while back. That long open letter. That's what I want from Ray Fisher. I want you to detail to me, do what Charisma Carpenter did. Charisma Carpenter even did it in a bigger way about the Joss Whedon stuff, and really laid it out and said, here's everything I really want to express about this. And we've reached a point where Fisher just keeps throwing out these little bits from, again, this isn't me saying I don't believe him or anything like that. I'm not trying to stand against him. I'm just tired of him throwing out vague things through social media to just keep it in conversation, to keep it on our minds, but we don't get anything from him to get us to the investigation's over. Tell us your story. Yeah, I want to know your story. Tell us your story. Stop just making this fight beleaguer on. Get the public on your side. I don't understand why he's not doing that at this point.
Yeah. I didn't see the thing where he bashed the Superman announcement. That's a real bummer. Because Ta-Nehisi Coates, I saw a tweet. It's I'm more familiar obviously with his comic work, but that dude's been writing these incredible pieces for a decade, right? Even longer. Somebody on Twitter said Ta-Nehisi Coates is not only one of the most important voices for Black culture, but he's also he's one of the best people on morality in America. Right. Mm-hmm. And the fact that dude, as a Black man, gets to write a Superman comic or a Superman movie means we are going to get the truest Superman of what it means to be a real good person. I can't believe that news is potentially real.
That's why I'm saying it really doesn't matter if it's a Black Superman or isn't a Black Superman isn't relevant to the fact that Ta-Nehisi Coates doing it is going to make that Superman resonate in a mass way, in a way that relates beyond the average white American. Because it's Ta-Nehisi Coates doing it. Ta-Nehisi Coates did it with white Captain America in his comic book. He can do it with Superman, whether he's white or Black. Absolutely. And it really is just a shame that in wanting to keep this fight in our public consciousness, that Ray Fisher had to backhand that kind of thing. That is so counterintuitive and counterproductive. I cannot support that choice. And I really am getting tired of this part of it. I'm tired of this sniping back and forth through social media. I want Fisher to just come forward and tell a story.
Yeah, you said that. What will he be happy with? And it's he's out for blood. He wants all four of them to lose their jobs. He wants Hamada, Emmerich, and Johns and Whedon to lose their jobs. That's what he wants.
And I want to believe him, but we as the public do not have the information to condemn Hamada. We don't have it. Yeah. We don't, we have his word, but again, his word without description. We have his word on yes, Hamada did put out the Warner Brothers statement in the midst of when the investigation was coming up to say that Fisher was being, salacious in everything that he was saying, but that also is still Warner Brothers' stance right now, that he's being too slanderous for what the situation was, and we don't have the counterpoints from Fisher to go with. And there's all these other people who are saying I agree, I support Ray Fisher, and I'm man, I want to support Ray Fisher too. I gotta know the story though. What's up? It's too much of not knowing. I want to support him, but you got to give me something.
And again, look, He got Whedon. Whedon's done. He's finished in this industry. Because
let's be fair. Let's be fair. No, let's be fair. Unfortunately, Ray Fisher is not the person who finished him. Charisma Carpenter and the rest of the Buffy girls coming out finished Whedon.
Well, sure, but Ray Fisher did get him fired from Warner Brothers.
Absolutely, that didn't mean he was done in the business. But all the girls coming forward, that did mean he was done.
Yeah,
he's done now.
All right, moving on though.
And that's not me like wanting to. Sorry, I just want to clarify. That's not me trying to take any credit away from Fisher or anything. That's me wanting to point out how shitty it is that it had to be that many voices for us to know for a fact that Whedon actually was done. Because unfortunately, like Fisher getting him off a Warner Brothers project wasn't enough.
Yeah. All right. As we alluded to pretty heavily, the first bit of news here is that Bad Robot will be going into production with Warner Brothers on a Superman movie. J.J. Abrams is actually not involved in any creative process, unlike all of the clickbait articles say. It is, in fact, Hannah Minghella?
Sure.
Yeah. She is producing it through Bad Robot. She's a producer for Bad Robot.
Just anytime Bad Robot is used, everybody wants to jump to this means J.J. Abrams is attached, and I'm like, cool. And anytime Amblin is attached, it's Spielberg.
Yeah. What it is the name. That's all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And as we said, it is going to be written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Now, that's exciting, and so THR did follow up and say it is a Black Superman story, but who knows if that's initial or will change? Who knows?
Yeah,
it could. Yeah. Oh man, freaking people suck on the internet because they're instantly saying it's like, oh, how dare you be making Superman black? Really, he's always been white. It's like, guys, Earth 2 and Earth 23.
Well,
he's an alien, so it doesn't even matter if he's white or not. It doesn't even matter if it's Val-Zod. He's a Kryptonian. He's not a human. It doesn't matter what his skin color is.
It could be President Superman from Earth 23. It could be Val-Zod from Earth 2. Or it could just be a black Clark Kent. Like, the only thing that I wish is I hope they bring back Henry Cavill as Superman, because he never got. And only because, not because I want a white Superman, like I don't give a shit, but only because I don't think he got a fair shake in the role.
I agree. He got 15 minutes. He got 15 minutes in Justice League. That's what we got in 3 movies. Like,
but as far as I'm concerned, he's in 3 bad movies.
Yeah, 100%. That sucks.
That's it. Which one are you counting?
Well, the Snyder Cut. So he's in 4 bad movies, really.
Extended bad.
And so, like, I've always wanted him to get another shot because I wanted to see what a good writer could do with him, because I think he's good as Superman.
I'm 100% still in that mindset, and I think that, like, we really don't know what the direction of the DC films are, and I don't, like, you want to make Superman black, make Superman black. I'm all about it. I can look up to a black Superman as easily as I can look up to a white Superman. It doesn't matter.
He still flies either way.
As long as he's the character, like, as long as he's what Superman is supposed to be, then you got me. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's still potential for Henry Cavill's Superman to appear somewhere, because we at least still have the continued idea of, like, I know, like, Flashpoint's going to happen, but, like, we did see him in Shazam.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not him, but, like, his Superman. I think that does leave the door open. Like, the multiverse is a thing. We can still get Henry Cavill's Superman, even if it's not going to be soon. We can still get him somewhere, and I hope that does happen. I agree with you, Brandon. I really want him to have his shot, even if it's not, the next main Superman film right now.
I said to Sparks, like, and it's not what I want, but, like, if they don't know what to do with Superman as an actual, like, main lead, turn him into the Hulk and just put him as, like, a side character in movies where, like, he shows up for a scene and helps out, or they have, like, a meeting, or, like, and again, that's not what I want, but if they don't know what to do with him, don't lose the character, because Henry Cavill's great.
I still want Henry Cavill, Superman, and Zachary Levi Shazam to throw down against the Rock. I want that movie bad. That's the movie I'm still waiting for really badly, and I hope that can still happen, and we can get Ta-Nehisi Coates black or Henry Cavill Superman. I don't care, whatever it's going to be. I'm just really glad Ta-Nehisi Coates is doing it. Frankly, I'm just really glad we know a Superman movie is coming.
For real.
That isn't by Zack Snyder. That's pretty much where I'm at.
When I heard that we're getting a new Superman movie, I'm thinking it's like, this could just be rumors. Because how people like to throw rumors out and see what sticks. And then it gained more traction. I'm like, oh shit, this is really happening. Oh shit, I'm getting another Superman movie in like 5 years maybe. Yay!
Somebody save me.
There's a really good, like we know we have a
Supergirl?
A Supergirl who's not white, and there's a possibility that the Superman could be attached to her.
Yep.
And that could be something that spills out of Flashpoint. Whatever happens, I'm here for it. Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing it. I'm here for it. That's all that matters.
That is such a banger move.
Yeah,
because he's not a screenwriter, at least as far as I'm concerned. Like that dude writes for like
he's only advised on screenplays.
Okay, but yeah, that dude, he's like a journalist first and foremost, and then he wrote comics, and now he's like a screenwriter.
It's great.
Good for him.
He has such a good voice. I definitely someday I'd like for us when it's over to go through. They just this last week, guys, they just started releasing his last issues of Black Panther 1 year later.
Dude, I was reading that book like when it started, like 4 years ago.
So it got delayed for a whole year because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
They just started releasing the issues for Black Panther for the end of his run. Let me tell you, when that's over, I'd love to pick that up. His Captain America run has been solid. I
read an issue where Cap fights Taskmaster.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Ta-Nehisi Coates you were absolutely right. Like, he has such a good voice for morality. Mm-hmm. He's a great thing for Superman. We can move on. We all want Henry Cavill back. We're all happy about Coates. Let's go.
We just want more Superman in the world.
Yes. Apparently, according to THR, this will be bouncing off of the pitch that was given to them in 2019 by Michael B. Jordan. If you guys recall, Michael B. Jordan had apparently pitched a Black Superman to Warner Brothers, and I guess this is kind of the evolution of that.
Cool.
Great.
Awesome.
Great.
Who knows? But relatedly, I guess Henry Cavill is attached to Mass Effect in some way.
Oh my god. He just said that. He said that out of nowhere, like, yeah, maybe I'm working on a Mass Effect movie. And I'm like, what? You can't just say that, Henry. You can't just do that to me. That's sick. The whole world, everyone who's played Mass Effect wants a female Commander Shepard because of the two character choices. She's the better voice actor, and just it works better with that character, I think. But if it's Henry Cavill as male Shepard, it's fine. He's cool. He's a good looking hunk, whatever.
Henry Cavill
just don't accept his gender.
Yeah, maybe. Oh God, they're not that bold. They wouldn't be bold to do that kind of shit.
It doesn't matter. Is Henry Cavill that bold?
Yeah, you're right.
Henry Cavill has made it his mission in life to do good live action video game things.
He's a savior. Oh my God.
He's such a nice guy. You're so right. I really just want him to get another crack at Superman. But This is awesome. This would be really cool news. Honestly, I'm a Henry Cavill fan. Anything he's in, I'm pretty much there at this point.
Yeah, especially his character Mission Impossible Fallout.
Load the guns. So good.
All right, Blue Beetle had some news.
Ooh, sweet.
We haven't heard about a Blue Beetle movie in a long time, but Angel Manuel Soto, who directed Charm City Kings, will direct a Blue Beetle solo film based on Jaime Reyes, the most recent Blue Beetle. The fourth one, actually, I just found out. And Gareth Dunay Alcocer, who is writing the upcoming Scarface readaptation.
They're still doing that? Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, this will be the third Scarface movie.
No, but I mean, like the most recent remake has been in development for like a decade. I feel like I've heard that news for so long.
He's writing this movie.
Yeah, gotcha.
Do we know if this is for theaters or for HBO Max?
No, they didn't say specifically. They made the impression that it was theaters, but it could be HBO Max.
I really hope so, because I got this nervous pit in my stomach that all the like diversity leads are going to end up on.
What did it say? Shock. Like, was it Hamada or Jim? It was Hamada or Jim Lee said that like HBO Max would be for these smaller scale characters.
Yeah,
but the problem is Jaime Reyes.
But that's a lot of the diversity leads.
That's
why I'm saying I'm nervous about
it. Blue Beetle is a special effects character. It's not just a dude. That's a dude who has arm guns.
No, I don't mean to say I'm sure HBO Max has the money that they can make a HBO Max release film look good. That's not the concern. The concern is that I'm just I feel like just if you get into that pattern of treatment, it's always gonna feel like they're slightly lesser because they're the ones that go to streaming service.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason I wanted to know. Otherwise, I'm happy we'll get a Blue Beetle movie, kind of out of nowhere, but I'm happy about it. Honestly,
it makes me think
DC
that
just do whatever you want.
They're gonna go the Ant-Man approach, and probably Ted Kord will be older and be like the mentor or something.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Not like 60 years old, but he'll be like an adult. where Jamie is
Well,
like the lead.
What's his name? The guy who runs all the CW-verse shows.
Greg Berlanti.
Yeah, he was going to direct a Blue and Gold, the Booster Gold and Ted Cord film a little while ago. I guess that died on the vine, though.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. All right. And then Shazam! Fury of the Gods cast Rachel Ziegler, who is Maria in the upcoming West Side Story, in an undisclosed mystery role.
Cool.
Zatanna.
Oh, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Man.
I want to see Zatanna in a live-action movie.
I just really want Zatanna. I think she's cool.
All right. Comics. Still DC, though. Because Batman is joining Fortnite, but not in the game yet.
Oh?
Actually, Batman's already been in the game.
Whoa, I don't play. Shut up. Anyway. Batman Fortnite crossover is coming to DC Comics called 0 Point. It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries that'll debut digitally and then physically. I did not put what it's about, but you can tell it's basically just Batman drops in Fortnite.
Oh my god.
But it's 6 issues of it, which is
a lot. That's a lot of comic.
Yeah.
Wow.
The book will be written by Christus Gage, Donald Mustard, Riley Brown, Christian Deuce, Nelson De Castro, and John Calise. They did not specify if any of those are artists.
I'm sorry, the first one, did you say Christoph Gage? Christus
Gage, yeah.
That dude rules. He's written a whole bunch of Marvel stuff. No, I don't know any of his DC work, but that's... I don't know if I'll read it, but...
Well, let me tell you what. If you pick up every single issue, you get a code for a character in each issue, and if you get all 6 codes, you get a special armored Batman.
I'm spending $36 on this. I
just went through the rundown. I saw that. I'm like, oh no.
As Spark said, the print issues will include codes. The first code that will include a Rebirth Harley Quinn skin. And then if you collect all 6, gotta collect them all, you get the Armored Batman Zero skin.
Shit. I guess I'm buying that comic. I just hope it's good because I'm buying it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a shill.
It's honestly like when you equate how much like spending for V-Bucks is worth for like, right. Whatever the amount of a comic is still less than like buying the V-Bucks to buy
a skin for $3 is actually a better deal.
Yeah.
So technically it's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Here you go.
Yep.
If you have DC Universe Infinite, the comic will be free. However, you will not get the codes.
I was about to say there you go.
Yeah. So the print issues are the only ones that have codes. The digital issues will not have codes.
Right on. That's neat.
However, I think if you buy it digitally through like Comixology, it'll have.
You have to spend money on it.
Yeah. If you spend money on it digitally, you get the code.
I wonder if there's going to be a trade
with a different code.
Guess who's buying that too?
This is such a dangerous foray
It
into
is.
Fortnite. It's just gonna start getting comics.
See, movie theaters aren't doing it. Fortnite's getting people into comics though.
Brandon, you play Fall Guys. I'm sure that this isn't in our news. I didn't check though. You play Fall Guys. We all play Fall Guys, but Ben, Ryan, and I also play Fortnite. In the next season, there are going to be 5 Fortnite-inspired Fall Guys skins.
Oh.
So Fortnite skins are coming. Original characters are coming to Fall Guys.
That's hilarious. See, I was thinking that there should be a giant ugly Fall Guy in Fortnite.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do the reverse to pay tribute. I wouldn't be surprised if the reverse happens.
Just big jelly monsters. Like there could definitely be a Fall Guy.
Yeah.
There's 7
Crossover.
people.
Crossovers are great.
There's a sentient stack of pancakes that can kill you.
Oh my god, yeah. If they come to Fortnite, they'll be anatomically correct, so they'll be like 7 feet tall.
It's a crossover, you're right. Crossover. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, Spawn! Spawn's in Mortal Kombat 11 too. And I had Spawn fight Rambo. That's silly.
Oh, and the other bit of news for Fortnite is that the Xenomorph and Ripley have shown up.
Yeah,
I saw the Xenomorph do a rave dance earlier on YouTube, and it made me laugh.
Yep. I can do that.
Someone was like, fandom, we want Alien Isolation. Fortnite, here's the alien skin.
Look, they put so much work into it because Ripley's got her short hair look and her long hair look, and she's got the little crate with the cat in it for her back, and her pickaxe weapon is an arm from the
giant robot.
Yeah.
They know how to do it. Fortnite's good.
All right. Last week we talked a bit about what the new Milestone comics are going to be. I falsely read I misread the article. which implied that the person who wrote Milestone Infinite will write the 3 miniseries, but that is not true because this week they have announced who the creative teams are. Static Season 1 will be the first 6 issues. Static Shock are going to be written by Vita Ayala with art by Chris Cross and Nicholas Draper Ivy.
So good for you, Vita. Heck yeah.
These will be digital first, obviously, and probably go to print eventually.
I'll buy that first issue for sure to check it out.
Oh, they finally solicited the digital first Deceased comic. Hope at World's End.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
They finally solicited the hardcover. I'm excited.
Man, that last issue of that Deceased book, man, I can't wait for you guys to check that book out. It's so good.
I got that one. I got because I like the hardcovers because they all look the same. They're all uniform. Gorgeous hardcovers.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hardcover waiting. All right. Icon and Rocket Season 1, which is the second miniseries, 6 issues again, will be written by Reginald Hudland and Leon Chills, with art by Doug Braithwaite.
Cool. And Reginald's like the guy who's like the showrunner guy, right? I think so.
No, maybe. Yeah, probably. I didn't recognize the name, but probably.
Yeah, I think that's the guy.
Yeah. And then Hardware Season 1, again, another 6 issues, will be written by Brandon Thomas and Dennis Cohen.
Brandon Thomas. He did Horizon and that Batman in the Outsiders mini in the Batman book. That gets getting work done. Thank God. Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Good shit.
Cool. Guys, CBS All Access is dying. It'll be no more.
Rip.
It's going to transition into Paramount Plus.
Don't you mean Paramount?
No.
I got it, Ryan.
Yeah, Paramount Plus is going to be a new streaming service. What Paramount is doing, we've talked about it before, they are consolidating the Paramount brand and the CBS brand into one new streaming service where everything will be much like a Disney Plus, Peacock, HBO Max.
Every other one.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't call it Paramount Extra.
Paramount Plus got the alliteration.
Yeah.
Paramount Extra?
Yeah, just to like
Extra?
get a different extra phrase so they're not Disney Plus copying.
Paramount Insider. Wait, is that already a thing?
Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Lazy.
I know,
No,
but that's what I mean.
Discovery
It's like there's
Plus.
plenty of like the pluses. I'm surprised they didn't go for something.
Yeah.
I mean, they did name their service CBS All Access before that, so I mean,
True. All right.
Yeah. I've actually have noticed there's a lot of different streaming services that are calling themselves Plus now. I mean, you got Paramount Plus, Disney was the original, but then I was at Biology the other day, and there's a commercial for Discovery Plus. Like all the Discovery Channel shows are on Discovery Plus, a new streaming service. I'm like, I don't care.
Who owns Discovery? Anyway.
I like animals.
You own Discovery?
No, I mean I list like nature and animals and stuff.
oh, I see what you meant.
Oh, okay.
I thought you meant did I like have access to Discovery? And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
Shark Week, baby.
Which
It's like-
company
I keep
owns?
that around for 1 week out of the year.
And then it's back to it's like, nope, done.
Look, if 80% of Discovery weren't like logmen taking logs across Alaska, like or whatever it is,
Ice road
if it weren't-
truckers.
if it weren't that, then I'd be more about Discovery.
Oh,
All right.
Actually, this all right. Quick thing, Brandon, real quick. It has to
You
do
wanted
with
a short podcast. I don't care.
It is gonna be short. You guys remember American Chopper? Has anyone watched that besides me?
Oh, is that the motorcycle show?
Motorcycle one, yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it. Yeah.
The father, Paul Tuttle Sr., passed away this week. I don't know
Oh,
what it
that's a
was
shame.
exactly. I just saw that he passed away, which sucks because he was one of the big guys on the show. So that sucks.
That's a
That's
shame.
awful.
Big time.
Okay, well, anyway, thanks for that smooth transition. Paramount Plus, CBS All Access will switch to Paramount Plus on March 4th. Those of you who are subscribed to CBS All Access, I think it's me and one other guy, will transition directly into Paramount Plus. No extra charge. In fact, it'll actually be cheaper because Paramount Plus will have 2 tiers like CBS All Access, $4.99 with commercials and $9.99 without. Which is actually $1 cheaper than CBS All Access. Fun fact.
Oh, actually, Brandon, I think I know who the other guy is subscribed to CBS All Access right now.
You've met Bob?
No, my roommate.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
'cause
3 of us then.
Yeah, because we subscribed for the Super Bowl, and then after the game, it's like, hey, RuPaul's Drag Race is on here. So, and he's also watching Star Trek.
Good, yeah. Hey, Star Trek. We'll get there. All right, Rugrats. Paramount Plus had a whole thing where they were like, here's everything coming to Paramount Plus. A lot of cool announcements. The big ones is that they surprised announced a new Rugrats TV series. It is a reboot of the original series, but in a 3D art style.
Wait, no, they didn't announce. We knew. We just hadn't seen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, we talked about
I
it.
don't remember.
Yeah. We knew a new Rugrats show was coming, but this was the first look at it.
Yeah.
I told Ryan that like it weirded me out. I kind of like the kind of dirty, which is the best word I have for it, look of the Rugrats animation, the classic animation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this is bad. It seems good. It weirds me out.
What I'm glad about is that they took a very unique animation approach, and it's not like the new like young adult, like everyone looks like kind of the same approach. Like it is taking a very unique approach where it's not aping like Adventure Time or something like that. Like it still looks exactly like Rugrats did, but it's like just new in 3D.
It is unfortunately the exact same animation style as the new Camp Coral series.
Camp Coral with that
SpongeBob prequel series.
Oh well, I don't care about that show.
Or they're making the same. I'm sure it's the same studio developing. So
I don't think it was fine.
No, actually, when I saw the stills and I saw the thing, it kind of reminded me of the old Rugrats PS1 games, but they updated the graphics to go on the PS4. I mean,
I feel you.
It's still Rugrats. I was like, oh hey, that's Rugrats. I actually thought they looked pretty good in this. I mean, I'm not a big fan of 2D animation going to 3D, but I thought it was like it's the Rugrats. There's no major redesigns.
The guy who's running Paramount Plus also announced that the entire original voice cast, has returned to their roles in Rugrats.
That's dope. Don't Brandon, just ignore it.
Okay. I was very surprised. All right. Sorry, that threw me. Executive produced by the original creators of Rugrats also.
That's great. I probably won't watch it, but like it looks like there's love and thought. It's not just they're not just shitting it out, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's
Yeah, it looks all right. I was never a big Rugrats person, so you know.
Yeah.
I can block right from here apparently.
Very nice.
Awesome.
All right. The other big thing is that Halo is going to move from Showtime and be put on Paramount Plus instead. So it'll be a Paramount Plus original series and not a Showtime original series.
Well, I didn't have Showtime, so I was gonna have to get it somehow anyway.
we had access to it.
Okay, now we don't.
Well, no, we still have access to it, but it ain't gonna be on there.
Okay.
We don't have Paramount Plus.
No, that's what I mean. Now I actually have to get.
I know.
Looks like I'm pirating it.
Use my login code, guys.
It's a little weird. Makes me think that like, well, that's not true because Star Trek has a huge budget. So I was gonna say the budget will be smaller, but that's not true. I wonder why the change is there, but like as long as the show stays. I think
it's purely driven by we need to attract people to Paramount Plus.
Halo is
whether it's now or in the future.
Halo's definitely a way to get it, man. Like absolutely.
That show's filming.
I can't believe that.
Wild.
Yeah.
There's a guy in a big Master Chief suit running around.
That's
awesome. So that's cool. I really excited that there's a Halo series finally coming. So we'll see. Camp Coral, by the way, you mentioned Camp Coral. That's going to debut on Paramount Plus instead of Nickelodeon. I think we knew that, though.
We did know that. It's all tied to like the SpongeBob movies premiering on Paramount Plus as well, and it's tied to that because that's where it's queuing up from and all that. Mm-hmm. Not going to be a Nickelodeon original, which is weird.
Speaking of Nickelodeon, though, they have announced in the same announcement that they've launched a new studio called Avatar Studios.
Yeah, buddy.
What does this mean?
So, not the James Cameron Avatar. It is Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko.
Oh my God, they got the guys.
Who were the creators of Avatar: Last Airbender and Legend of Korra were on the Netflix show. Who left to do this. They have launched a studio dedicated to stories set in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I can't believe that. It's incredible.
I definitely feel like that Netflix live action series is probably bad now.
Death Note, guys, get ready for Death Note.
Well, because you think about it, and like they also were kind of working with Shyamalan for the movie before they weren't, and then the movie was bad, and then they're like, "Wow, we don't want to leave it on that note." Legend of Korra, And now the Netflix show's going to be bad, and they're like, wow,
Can't
we don't
leave
want
it
to
on-
leave it on that note. All right, let's just make a whole new initiative.
Yeah, the
Let's just
Silmarillion.
Let's just
animated
go
shows.
back to working with Nickelodeon. We'll just make a studio out of it because they know that people want more Avatar. Wasn't the,
Oh, yeah.
the book, the Kyoshi book that just came out recently? Well, that's been considered a hit, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Both critically and financially.
Sure.
Yeah. They
I-
will. Go ahead.
No, you finished what you're saying.
Well, I was just going to say, they're going to debut new content set in that world, past, present, future, what of that world, like bounce around timelines on Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon platforms, and unspecified third-party platforms, as well as cinemas.
Oh,
So the first thing they're working on is a theatrical animated film that will debut in theaters.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a 2D animated, good-looking movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we hope. We
We
don't know
hope.
it'll be
We hope.
2D yet.
we
I
hope.
gotta have faith.
Ooh.
I am excited. I will admit I worry a little about oversaturation
Sure.
for
Yeah.
The Last Airbender, mostly because I think that world is pretty solid. Although I haven't finished Legend of Korra myself.
You jerks.
So that leaves me in like a I hope
Just watch it soon.
I hope everything will be okay. But
Yeah.
also, I really, really hope that they get some. They allow a lot of like diverse, different voices to tackle some of the wider spectrums. If they're doing like past and future stuff, I hope that it's not something where, I think that there'd be a really good idea to get some people of other cultures writing some of these works. I think at this point, or other
Yeah.
backgrounds, especially if you're going to write romance where they turn out to be queer at the end, you should maybe have people who know how to write that properly so that it's built up correctly.
That's why the
and
comics
doesn't
are
offend
good.
a whole bunch of fans and feel like queer baiting. So I'm just saying, I hope that there's more diversity in the
feel
writing
that
staff.
way because I didn't feel that way.
I understand that, but a lot of gay people did.
No, I
That's
get
kind
it.
of what matters.
No, I get it. No, you're right.
So-
I'm really stoked about this, but I'm go ahead. I forgot what I was going to say.
No. Yeah. When Sparks said oversaturation, I was
I
like,
remember. They're doing the same thing they did with Star Trek. Kurtzman has like a million Star Trek shows in production. Now Avatar Studios will be dedicated solely to the one property. They're going to put out so many.
I truly hope for the best. I think a lot about Rick Riordan for some reason comes to my mind with this a lot, who does the Percy Jackson and those series. Because the thing is that he tackled Egyptian and Norse and Greek and then and kind of Roman because of it. But then he stopped. He didn't go beyond those mythologies, but he has allowed other writers of diverse backgrounds to come and pitch for those cultures their mythologies and how they would tie it into work in the Rick Riordan universe of things. And so, like, you have people who have created the Chinese mythology and African mythologies and all these things. They are tying those things in. And the fact that he has opened that gate, that's kind of what I want to see happen at the Avatar Studios.
Sure.
That's a lot of what I think of, is I want it to be like, come in here, come play in our sandbox. This is like, I want to guide you through into like you doing a thing that's very diverse over here. And that's kind of the example I want us to see.
I'm sure we'll get that.
yeah.
This is also last week. I didn't talk about it because I didn't want to talk about rumors, but it's kind of related. We heard a rumor that the Avatar live action will age up Katara to be the oldest sibling.
But she's supposed to be like 16. I don't think that's that bad. That's not that much of an age up.
You're right.
Well,
Sokka's the older one.
They in the original show, she's younger because they Aang and Katara are meant to be together. But I think the theory that people are bouncing around, as if this rumor is true, is that Katara being older will have her hook up or be with Zuko at the end of the series, which was also a very prominent ship when the original series was airing.
Yeah.
Hey man, Shipper's gonna ship.
You know what? The best thing, honestly, at this point, the best thing the live action series can do is be very different,
True.
rather than trying
I
to be
guess,
a faithful adaptation. That's honestly the best thing it can do at this point.
Okay. So the other big news that they, much like Warner Brothers did, and then Universal has done, Paramount announced that they will have a shorter window for theatrical films debuting on their streaming service.
Good. We're in a pandemic.
Then normal, obviously. Mission Impossible 7, A Quiet Place 2, and the Paw Patrol movie. Got to know about that one.
Hey, that's a
Will debut 45 days after. Will debut on the streaming service 45 days after they premiere in theaters.
Wasn't Top Gun Maverick in this list as well?
I didn't see it.
I thought I did, but that's why I just wanted to ask.
I didn't see it, but I think that the implication was that everything. This is an everything deal from
for free.
The only reason I thought of Top Gun Maverick is because that's the soonest of those A Quiet Place parts as well.
Yeah.
Are these for free on the service?
If you have the service, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean.
After 45 days, it'll come on the service, just like how after a few months Mulan came on Disney+.
Yeah. That seems like a very, very good reason to have that service now, if anything. Because like Mission Impossible 7 is a huge movie. Top Gun's a huge movie. Like that's good for that service, I think.
Yeah, it's like Universal. The most apt comparison is when Universal said that they will have a 17-day window for movies coming from theaters to VOD. This will just be the next step. It's just this is streaming.
Hey man, I mean, while we're in this pandemic, I mean that is a sure way to get people on your new service.
Yeah. They said that specifically the 45-day thing will be for tent poles, like the big ones, like the Mission Impossibles. But then it will be 30 days for the smaller ones.
Okay,
that's even less time. Nice.
They also announced upcoming movies such as the new Beavis and Butthead movie, a Workaholics movie with the original cast.
Oh wow.
The new Paranormal Activity movie, which we've heard about, and a Pet Sematary sequel. Prequel.
Oh.
Prequel. Will all skip theaters and debut exclusively on Paramount Plus when they are ready.
Man, they're taking it seriously. All right.
Yeah. The new Paranormal Activity movie is actually really intriguing. I'm super stoked for that because of who's involved. So that'd be cool.
Who is it again? Do you remember?
It's the Happy Death Day director and
writer. God. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
Also, he wrote a bunch of the Paranormal Activity movies.
Are they? All right.
Oh, the first three, which are the good ones.
That is true. Yeah.
They're also looking to develop. From now on, they will look to develop 4 to 6 feature films for the streaming service, and that's obviously as well as their shows on top of their shows. No Time to Die, which is the new James Bond movie, will debut on that service sometime in the future. It's just going to be the service it debuts on when it goes to streaming.
All right. When's that coming out again? November? July?
Yeah. November, yes.
I don't know.
Who knows? And that's thanks to a deal with MGM.
Thanks, Muggum.
So yeah, cool. That sounds actually really cool.
There was also some news about a Dora live action series.
I'm getting there, yeah.
Okay,
because now we're kind of in the TV show realm. I'll just start there. Actually, Dora the Explorer and the Fairly Odd Parents will receive live action television shows on Paramount Plus.
Oh, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah,
It's not the girl from the Dora movie. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be the 6 to 12 Dora the Explorer, not the.
Nope, I don't care then.
Yeah, me too.
It's not the girl from Transformers 7 or whatever.
Dora and the Lost City of Gold is awesome.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
All right. One of the big things that they wanted to announce was that they're going to reboot Frasier. Been kind of hearing rumors about this for a while, but yes, this is true. Kelsey Grammer is returning to the role of Frasier.
I got a weird love for Frasier because I watched it growing up, and I have a poster on my wall that's "What if Frasier joined the Fantastic Four?" and it's just him saying, "Here I come, crime." Frasier is a weird, real smart asshole. That's gonna be a weird show in 2021, man. I don't know.
Chris Harris, who wrote How I Met Your Mother, and Joe Cristalli, who wrote Life in Pieces, are writing the new series.
Okay. I mean, everything gets rebooted eventually, right?
Yeah.
It's true. Probably none more successfully than Will and Grace. I will stick to that.
Jack. Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I really don't want to. I rethought it. Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm worried.
All right.
I do not think the original series of Will and Grace holds up very well at all by any modern scrutiny.
Yeah,
by the way it handles homosexuality.
I haven't watched it since I was 7, so
it's not. So my point was that it's not hard for the reboot to be better.
Yeah.
They will also be debuting adaptations of Love Story, The Italian Job, and Fatal Attraction, and The Parallax View. New shows based on those movie properties. To go along with their Godfather series that they're doing with Oscar Isaac. Those are going to be new shows on the service.
Wow.
And then Star Trek Prodigy, which we heard was a new Nickelodeon Netflix series. They debuted a first look and said it will go to Paramount Plus first before going to Nickelodeon.
Bunch of aliens.
Yeah, it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, it's just like a bunch of aliens. Like, I don't know. Like,
hey, you know what? I've been wrong before. I find Discovery to be aggressively fine. I like Picard, and I love Lower Decks.
It's also very much not made for you.
That is also true. But it being Star Trek, like, you know, I can only hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But I you know, like, it can be good and also not really gel with you and still be solid.
it's a kid's show. Yeah.
It's I hope it's good. I just think it's cool they're making a Star Trek kid show.
Yeah, and Kate Mulgrew returning as Captain Janeway, which we talked about.
Nice.
It's just the you know, first glance, being a Star Trek fan, like, these are Star Trek aliens that don't look in the same design and the same design discussion as the original aliens, but you know, whatever. It's a
first episode. They're doing like Blue's Clues style stuff on the ship, and you're like, oh no.
Hey, like I said, I can only hope for the best. I can only hope for it to be good.
What's this, kids? I dilithium crystal? That's not gonna happen.
Twilight Zone has been canceled. They slipped that right in there.
I did not very under the radar.
I'm not shocked because like the hype was real, and then I don't know anyone talking about that show.
Part of it was because they launched that show on a service nobody wanted to pay for.
Word.
Yeah.
Wrong. I think it was like wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah, it came out around the same time.
If Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone had gone to Netflix, people would have watched it.
Oh, 100%.
Everybody would have watched it.
We probably would have reviewed it.
Yeah, that series. I watched the first episode, and then I have CBS All Access, and I never went back to watch it.
I watched the first episode because it was free on YouTube, and I thought it was good, but then I didn't because I don't have the service.
From my understanding, I also watched the first episode. From my understanding, overall, it's just a mixed bag. You know, like there's some real great standout episodes, and there's some where they're like,
yeah.
Well,
So
Fanny actually kept going with it because once we got CBS All Access, she started watching it. And she agrees it's a mixed bag. There are some episodes that are really good, and there are some that are kind of
Yeah.
That's kind of par for the course when you're doing anthology.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. All right, Loki's apparently coming June 11th and not in May.
Yeah, that was surprising, but kind of makes sense when you get the later announcement about Disney Plus shows.
Oh yeah, that one. And then Spider-Man, after a day of teasing us with the title for the new Spider-Man movie, we now know it's called Spider-Man No Way Home.
That was cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
No Way Home's a good title.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think like if it's evolving weird multiverse stuff like that, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's apparently December. We'll see if that happens.
I believe it.
Yeah. We'll see what Black Widow comes first. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't say anything.
I don't think Spider-Man will move.
Yeah.
I highly imagine we're all going to theaters, and I don't think Spider-Man will move regardless of if Marvel movies before it move.
Okay.
I don't think Spider-Man gets pushed back because other things get pushed back. You can push Black Widow after Spider-Man.
I can't.
Here's the thing.
I can't imagine Black Widow getting pushed again. I can't do it.
I don't think that they want to delay first off, Sony doesn't want to delay the Spider-Man film because right now they've kept up a good, clean track record of a Spider-Man film every 2 years, and I think they want to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are the follow-up to WandaVision, so I think they'll want to keep that track going.
Yeah.
Sweet Christmas. What's up, Mag?
Mag says, "Sweet Christmas." There it is
for you.
All right. Video games, guys. Video games. We're in video games.
Ooh, this is a big week for video games.
Oh, lordy, it was. Holy crap. All
right. You see Ben getting ready like, this is my turf. Republic Commando. Star Wars Republic Commando is getting a port to PlayStation 4 and Switch.
Mm-hmm. I played this game on my Xbox last year. It was great.
I have this game right now on my Xbox, so I'm like, that's real cool.
I was hoping it was going to be a little more than just the game's out.
Yeah.
But that's great. Like you can't. That game's not multiplayer. Like you can't play that game with like your friends, and that bums me out so much. I was hoping that announcement was coming. This makes me hope that there might be something in the works with this franchise, but that's just my brain thinking. Because why? There's no real reason to do that unless you just right like.
They've been re-releasing steadily all of the older Star Wars games.
Yeah, they have
up to ports.
That's
so.
true. You're right.
I don't think they're making a new Pod Racer game, but they brought the Episode 1 Pod Racer game to Switch.
Yeah, but like it's
Well, Sparks, the next news item is that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Republic Commando, we talked about it. I think that game rules. So it's really cool that it's coming to a more modern console.
One of definitely the best Star Wars games ever made, for sure.
Okay. I figured you'd want to talk about this, Ryan. Anthem Next was canceled.
Oh boy, guys. So Anthem was a game that came out 2 years ago. It's made by my babes at BioWare, who made Mass Effect and Dragon Age. But since then, they've really floundered. Mass Effect Andromeda was not very good, and then Anthem, which is a live service Destiny type game, that was dead on arrival. Nobody liked it. It's like an Iron Man type game, but like people didn't like the controls. People thought the story was bad. Like overall, a flop. 2 weeks ago, EA, I think it was EA, said we're putting Anthem under review if we're going to continue to improve the game or not. And we found out this week that they are not continuing Anthem anymore. And that broke the hearts of 7 fans worldwide. Because
they were working on improvements for Mass Effect Andromeda. And then they said, we're holding that to work on improvements for Anthem. And now they're like, never mind.
Yeah, so Mass Effect Andromeda.
Because they announced that a year ago. They announced a year ago they were working on major, massive fixes for
Anthem Next. Next. Like Destiny got a bunch of patches, like Avengers is getting patched. So everyone thought Anthem would get the update, which they said they've been working on for a year. But it turns out, I guess, the year of work has not paid off. So that game's still going to be online. It's just going to be in the state that it's currently at. And it does have its fans, but like I played the demo of that game and I'm never gonna try that game. I could play for free on Game Pass. It's the only BioWare game I have never played, and I probably won't. And you know what happens sometimes.
I guess BioWare is gonna go to different projects now, right?
Yeah, they said they're shifting that. The next Dragon Age, that it was going to be a live service game, and now they've nixed that.
Oh man, that was such good news.
I couldn't tell you how happy I was because I didn't know that Dragon Age was going to be a Destiny type game, and that would ruin that franchise like they have every other EA franchise. So thank God they realized. You can thank Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because with that success, EA saw that single player games can be successful.
Right, because this has been something where EA has been wanting to push live service games on BioWare.
Yeah.
And now EA has backed off of that for the Dragon Age game because they were like, all right, people really like Jedi Fallen Order and really hated Anthem, so...
Yeah, BioWare, again, much like a lot of companies that EA buys, like BioWare is a shell of what it used to be. Like they made my favorite game and now they've made games that I don't even touch anymore. So like the fact that like there could be some sort of just... The thing that sucks, just get rid of it. You can't fix it, just get rid of it. Actually focus on the games that could be good. So, sucks for Anthem, great for Dragon Age.
All right, now we are at Sony's State of Play happened this week.
That it did. I completely, that blindsided me. I was like, wait, we're getting a what?
They announced it literally like a day or two before it happened. So
yeah.
It was real quick.
It was quick.
Final Fantasy VII, the remake, is getting a PlayStation 5 upgrade.
Yeah, it is.
And we'll also get a new DLC, a new episode called Intergrade.
Do you have the character's name? I want Brandon to say it.
Do you have the character's name, Brandon?
I deliberately didn't write it down.
No, he actually did. I'm looking at the rundown myself, and he totally didn't add it. So I love it.
I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yuffie Isaragi. That's the name of the character in Final Fantasy. She is a Final Fantasy VII mainstay. Technically, she's a secret character that you can add to the party along with her and Vincent Valentine, but that's later. But the fact that she's having her own episode in Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's completely and wholly her own, I'm for it. Because Yuffie, when you first meet her in the original game, she just kind of jumps up at you and tries to steal your materia. And now you actually get to see what she's doing in Midgar right before Sector 7 crashes down.
So Ben, you've played Final Fantasy 15. There were how many episodes? There were 6 DLC episodes of individual characters. 5?
No,
okay,
4.
A lot. 4?
Yeah,
anyway.
You have Noctis's 3 friends, and then you have Arden, which is the last one.
Arden's so cool. That's a cool bad guy. I like that guy. I think they're going to do that with a bunch of these characters. I think Vincent will probably get one. I think Yuffie is probably.
Gotta fill that time until the next one because it's going to be 6 years.
And which is more bullshit because either this is stuff that could have been in this version of the game, or it's stuff that could be in the next version of the game. So they're still delaying that next game because of this. So,
this is coming to PS5 directly, as well as you can have your PS4 version upgrade to a PS5 version when you have a PS5 for free, but you can't get the special episode.
You have to buy the new game. Yeah,
which is
that's
rough.
some Kingdom Hearts shit right there.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming for free to PS Plus members next month, tomorrow.
Yep.
But that version also cannot be upgraded to the PS5 version.
I can play it for free for now, though, so that's really cool.
Yeah, because I remember I loaned it to you, Ryan. I loaned you Final Fantasy VII, and you never touched it.
It was a bad time. It's a better time now.
Now you can. You're getting it for free, bud.
I'm just gonna wait and buy the PS5 copy.
Yeah. I don't have a PS5.
Might as well.
I told
Ryan,
Glad I held out.
Ryan. Yes, you do have a PS5.
See, here's the thing. He just got it. I can't be playing with it this quick. He's got to play with his baby.
It's not like the Switch. It's not like the Switch where he can just, I'm going to take the Switch in the dock and I'm going to go upstairs and play.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you believe hard enough.
You're right. It'll manifest in my room.
All right. Kena Bridge of Spirits Will.
This looks like it's like a third person platformer type game.
The staff?
The staff, yes. It looks fine. It looks like a third person platform.
I'm still into the design of this, and I'm sure it'll play really nicely on PS5.
It just reminds me of there are so many like third person like platformers like Cameo, Elements of Power, or Knack, or even Astrobot, but Astrobot's like good, where they're just like kind of like fine platformers with like good character stuff. It looks like one of those games to me.
Yeah.
And it could be better, but like most of these games turn out just fine.
More than anything, the art design is getting to me in a way that like Knack, for example, never did. The art design for this is working for me. Yeah. I'm gonna like, it's not something I need to get when it comes out, obviously, but like if I hear good enough stuff, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. June 10th was for Final Fantasy VII. August 24th will be the release date on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 for this game.
Cool.
Returnal had a new gameplay trailer.
So we now know what that game is. That game's Hades. That game's a procedurally generated roguelike with story elements.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that. Now, okay, so the Housemarque, the people who made this game, every other game that they have made before have been $15, $20 small indie games, like really small indie games. So when they were first announced to make this huge scope and game, now I know it's procedurally generated. Now it makes more sense that this small company's making this game, because this game's not as big as you think it is. This is a procedurally generated game where you'll probably play it for a couple hours, redoing it, getting new stuff, building your character, going through like a story, but everything around it's procedurally generated. So now I kind of have a better understanding of what it is. The combat looks really cool. It looks like bullet hell where you're avoiding stuff. It looks like Control. The combat looks like Control. Makes me excited.
And I love the designs.
The monsters look so cool.
I have been digging it ever since we saw the first stuff from Returnal. I'm still digging it. I'm definitely like, man, I hope this story is as cool as I think it's going to be.
It looks like it could be a huge mess, or it could be like really cool. Yeah.
Oddworld Soulstorm announced that it's going to be on the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4 come April 6th.
Yep.
And the PlayStation 5 version will be one of the PlayStation Plus for April.
Nice, man! Look at that. That's great. They're giving new games out. Yeah, it looks like another one of those games.
I've never been an Oddworld fan. I never played any of the Oddworld games. The only ones I know of are Abe's Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath.
Yeah,
those are the ones I've heard that are like really, really good. But everything else, it's like I have no idea what's going on.
They're all of them except for Stranger's Wrath. Stranger's Wrath is an open world bounty hunting game. All of these are extremely hard platformers.
Okay.
And they're all a little bit odd, I'd say.
Sparks, I see what you went there.
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, will be released on the PlayStation 5 on March 12th.
Cool. Okay. I had a feeling it was.
Yeah, game looked good. The game looks even better.
Yeah, it's one of the last launches on the PS4, so I had a feeling, or one of the last sold launches on the PS4, so I had a feeling it was going to come out on the PS5 eventually.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, just in my experience, like everything that I've gone through already, that's like PlayStation 4 and you're playing on PlayStation 5, already does look some marginal amount of better and loads faster.
Yeah.
If it's not like it's not going to be like a graphical upgrade, but it will run smoother. It will run at 30 frames or 60 frames, so it will look better just by the frame rate.
And it loads faster. Like I've had that experience with things that I can't just upgrade to the PS5 version. It's like, this is great.
And then Sifu will turn the student into the master, as each time the player character dies, they're revived slightly older and more skilled.
Right, that is cool.
This looks like this is the new trend right now, is to do a lot of roguelikes.
It is the trend. Like Dark Souls was the trend, and then a couple years ago, like Rogue Legacy was a really big one.
Yeah, this looks like we're going to be seeing a lot more where they play with the idea of you die, but you keep going.
Yeah. I'm into it, man. The game they made before this had a similar martial arts art style, but it was very much just like almost like Crash Test Dummies, like very blank characters.
Oh, I remember that.
Absolver, doing really cool fight stuff. So like the action's there, but like the character stuff and like the look wasn't there. Now they got me. Now they got
this looks really good. I like the narrative design.
Yeah, the martial arts look sick. Like the connections look really cool. It looks great.
Solar Ash had a gameplay trailer. Which one was this one?
This is the one that's very bright and colorful. It looks like it's from the team that made Hyper Light Drifter. It's a lot of motion,
fast movement,
right? And the black hole. In the black hole.
Yeah.
This
there's also, funny enough, there's a lot of games like this coming out where it's all about movement based and like collecting orbs to continue your movement. But this also is like part Shadow of the Colossus, where you're like on top of a giant snake monster trying to like take them out.
Yeah. So this is one where I'm watching and I'm like, man, they're going to keep making games like this, but they're going to start working in that PlayStation 5 controller into the mechanics specifically. And again, like that Astro's Playroom experience really showed me, this can get cool because of the motion sensor, the weird, there's like a part in your PlayStation 5 controller where for Astro's Playroom, there's a big fan and you have to blow on your controller to make the fan spin and it senses that, but it's all, it's cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I need a quick snack break. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach got a gameplay trailer.
This is definitely the most different of the Five Nights games. This looks like a modern horror game like Resident Evil 7 or Outlast. The original Five Nights games are you're stuck in a security booth and you're like looking to the left, looking to the right, trying to catch monsters before they get you. This is just like you're avoiding monsters running around like a real video game. Not that those other ones aren't. But it's definitely like this is like an upgrade to the franchise. They're not calling it like it's called Security Breach, but like they're not calling it like a big Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Like they're trying to kind of like up the brand. It feels like this is a big ass game.
They're using the Five Nights at Freddy's name, but it's not like Five Nights at Freddy's 6 or 7 or anything like that. It's it's still Five Nights at Freddy's, but guess what? You get to move now.
Yeah.
There's actually some imagery in this that was pretty scary.
Yeah, that Willy's Wonderland Nick Cage movie's out. People seem to love it or hate it, so that makes me excited to watch it.
No, I saw an image creeping around the internet of a Chuck E. Cheese, like an animatronic Chuck E. Cheese landfill, and it's just like, ooh, how the mighty have fallen.
All right. Well, the last thing we'll talk about the state of play is Deathloop's new trailer. Very James Bond inspired.
Oh, Deathloop! So I'm still not 100% sure what this game is because of the Deathloop aspect, but the other games that these people have made have been mission-based, like Hitman games, where you go to a mission and you take out the enemy however you want. So it looks like to be Hitman, but you just replay the missions.
So what I understand from what Patrick and Austin talked about on Waypoint a while back is that it seems that the game is that you're playing the person and you have to complete the mission against NPCs.
Yes.
And you can be hunted by that NPC or you'll be hunted by another player, and you can choose if you want the multiplayer where it's another player hunting you in the loop or it's an NPC hunting you.
I'm glad that you can make the choice because I wouldn't want a real player always hunting me.
Right.
Yeah, that would be bad.
And so you get to make that choice, but that's the amount of multiplayer. And so the multiplayer is reduced down to 2.
Cool.
But the targets that you're hunting and avoiding the hunter for, or like vice versa, whatever it is, those ones are always NPCs.
Yeah.
They're not people.
Yeah. I just meant like with like you dying and like how does progression happen? Like, is it a roguelike thing where you have to kill everyone in one mission to beat the game? or is it you kill one person, the story progresses, and you can still die, and that person stays dead? That's what I'm curious.
So I
about.
think you have to complete a mission of more than like a single kill,
Yeah.
or if it is a single kill, it's very hard, and that's your mission. And if you finish your mission before the NPC or other player killer gets you, you clear.
Yeah.
But if they kill you, you start the loop,
Makes
and
sense.
they get points for it.
Okay,
and
so
go
this
through
this
that.
does sound like Arcane's other games, where like you go to a mission and then like the mission begins and like this is the area you do your mission in.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that, just with like, hey, you have someone trying to kill you, and you restart. This sounds cool. Like James Bond's cool, guys. Like the aesthetic is like really like weird. Like
it feels like a really inventive idea, and big deal that it's both main characters that you can play are people of color.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think this looks real cool.
Okay, now Pokemon Day happened.
Sorry, real quick before we move on, Ben, did you? Because you're the only person I thought might want to. Did you want to talk about the other Final Fantasy VII thing?
I heard it was just a mobile game. I haven't really looked into it. I was more focused on the Integrate trailer with the Yuffie, but I did hear they're remaking Final Fantasy VII for a mobile game, or as a mobile game. But they're including the entirety of the Final Fantasy VII timeline, going from before Crisis all the way to Advent Children. So
There's a Cerberus.
Yeah, they're including Dirge of Cerberus. They're including Crisis Core. They're doing before Crisis. They're doing everything that was a Final Fantasy timeline. They're putting into it, which I think is cool. It's a mobile game, and I'm not really too keen on mobile RPGs because they tend to be gacha games where you have to spend money to get stuff. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. But besides that, I'm happy because there are diehard fans of just the Final Fantasy VII timeline. Mm-hmm. I like all of Final Fantasy. So as much as I love 7, I like the other games a lot as well.
It's 7 because it was so popular, much like a 10 or 15. Yeah. 7 has literally 1,000 hours more content than 8 or 9 or 11. So it's easy for people to latch onto that more because there's just way more of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. But other than that, I'm happy. If I hear really, really great things about it, and if it's just like, it's like a $5 game and it's the whole thing all one, you don't have to worry about anything else, I might give it a shot.
Yeah, I figure if you're generally, especially with Square Enix mobile games, if you're paying for the game, there's usually nothing else gotcha about it. You have the game on your mobile device.
Yeah.
The art style where they do the dialogue and the voice acting looks really cool. I do like
it. It does. It looks like if, at this point, if you want to play the classic, that's the way to play it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, it's no problem. Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
25 years of Pokemon. I watched the intro video. That was really cool.
Did you watch that video? Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that is maybe like the most impressive like nostalgia look back at. Like I was almost crying. I'm like, oh my god, look at all the shit that my mom bought for me.
He's gonna pull out his Pokemon games now.
Of course he is.
Not just I'm pulling out my original Game Boy Pocket that I've had since the 90s with my original red version.
Wow,
that thing is a lot smaller than I remember it being.
Yeah, right. I thought
this was the version that came out after the brick. This was supposed to be easily fit in your pocket because even though the original Game Boy was,
I guess I just assumed it had bigger pockets back then.
Yeah, and then you got the Game Boy Color. Then you got this beauty right here.
We used to have the pockets on the side of our pants that like folded over, and they had the Velcro piece, and you pop it up, and then you.
Got my Game Boy. All right, Pokemon Day happened though, where they announced Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Yep, this was one of the big things that a lot of people were jonesing for when we had the Nintendo Direct last week. I had a feeling they were going to wait for it because Pokemon's anniversary is coming up, as well as Legend of Zelda. Their anniversary video is coming probably during E3, but yep, it's happening. It's going to be for the Switch, and it's following the same formula like Fire Red, Leaf Green, Soul Silver, and Heart Gold, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire are doing, which is they're remaking the game to make it to fit the art style, and they're adding some more stuff, little stuff here and there. But it's also Sinnoh, which actually was the game that got me back into Pokemon because I skipped Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald and got back into Diamond and Pearl. And by God, it looks gorgeous. I don't know why people are mad about the art style. I don't know why people are mad. It's like, oh, it's chibi, it's gross. It's like, screw all y'all. This is freaking cute.
It's the internet. People complain about everything.
Of course they do.
The original director of those two games, Diamond and Pearl, is directing this these new remakes.
Yep.
They're looking at a late 2021 release date.
Probably
Makes
November. They're probably around like mine, Sparks' and Brand's birthday, because that's when Sword and Shield came out. So they're probably gonna just stick with the holiday release because they know people have been dying for a Diamond and Pearl. It's like the Pokemon Company, like every 15 years when a game reaches like a certain year mark, that's when they make the remake for it. Because we've got everything else remade for a system, and now we're here Diamond and Pearl. Only maybe like in the next 7 years or so, we'll get Black and White on the Switch or whatever console is coming out for Nintendo by that point.
Mm-hmm.
They'll both be called Black and White, though.
No, it'll just be black, and white.
I don't want to go that way because I felt that was racist, but
No, just doubling down on the colors.
But I do like the titles for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I do like that. I like that a lot.
Pokemon Snap had a new gameplay trailer.
Yeah,
Yo, this game looks so good.
Gorgeous. God,
Man, that opening video was really cool when I got to the Snap and we see what Snap used to look like and take off the things and
I had all that, baby. Oh yeah,
the Tamagotchi.
This definitely looks like a new, like it is. It's what it is. It's a new Pokemon Snap. Like you're taking pictures, you're throwing apples to make them happy. You're like
so good.
You get to see Pokemon do so, like you get to see Venusaur jump into a lake or jump into a pool by a waterfall, and a bunch of water Pokemon are just like, sup.
The what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you can share your pictures online with the community.
Yep. That's that. Yeah, because like that was the whole thing with the other one. Is like look at mom, look what I did. Like now you can just like email her instead.
I'm pretty sure there's gotta be, because the Switch already has a social media interface with it where you can attach your Twitch to it, or not your Twitch and your Twitter feed. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure once the Pokemon Snap comes out, people are gonna be posting a bunch of pictures on Twitter. It was like, look how cool this shot is of my Pokemon.
And then they've only announced 3 things really. The third one is Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Whatever. So Arceus, same thing.
I think Arceus. So
early 2022.
This is the one, guys. This is the Pokemon game that literally everyone's been waiting for. Like, just make an open world Pokemon game. Like you could have. I'm glad they're doing it now. I'll say that. Hell yeah, it's gonna probably get delayed next year. Come out in 2 years because that game does not look done. Look, there's only like 7 trees in that trailer, but I'm still excited.
The game will take place in Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh region. Players will be creating Sinnoh's first Pokedex and features Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott as starter Pokemon.
It takes place years in the past.
This is an overpopular Pokemon.
The designs of the Pokeballs have like a latch on them, but they're still like magic.
I love it.
Mark my words. This is the game Brandon plays that pulls him into Pokemon.
The thing that really got me was like, obviously you can do battles with random Pokemon, but it's just you running around and you can just throw a Pokeball and catch the Pokemon just right there. That's the dream for all eternity. And and it's taken 25 years, but we're here.
Yeah. Pokemon Legends Arceus looks gorgeous. I love because that's one thing some people like. When you were kids, you were talking about Pokemon, and then somebody's like, "Well, Pokemon been around for thousands of years. What happened back then? Did they catch them? Did they train them?" And we kind of get an answer a little bit because I actually really do dig the design.
Never a question I had. Okay,
me and Brandon had that question. But one of the things I do love the design of the old school of like the semi-ancient Pokeballs. Mm-hmm. How you can still look at it's like that's still a Pokeball, but it's like because you have to like latch it and then throw it.
Oh, look at Mag! Look at Mag being a Pokemon expert. Hell yeah, good job.
Oh, I never saw the Arceus movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Pokemon movie in a while. Cool.
Yeah, the last Pokemon movies I saw were the original 3, 1, 2, and 3 because Brandon loaned them to me because he had the Steelbook deep Blu-rays of them, and I got jealous because I wanted them. Yeah. And also, personal points for me. You guys all know Silver is my favorite Pokemon game. It's the best one in my opinion. Fight me. But Cyndaquil is my favorite starter, and Cyndaquil is making a return as a starter Pokemon. A lot of people enjoy Rowlet, the owl, and I know a lot of people also enjoy Oshawott. But my boy Cyndaquil,
yeah. Typhlosion's my favorite Pokemon. Like I like.
Typhlosion is.
Yeah.
Typhlosion is the best. He's one of the best. I know everyone goes to Charizard because like, oh, but it's Charizard. It's like, yeah, but Typhlosion, man.
No, Typhlosion has like a flaming mane. Like, get out of here, Charizard. He's got a tail. Get out of here.
I also like Typhlosion.
Yeah, Typhlosion.
That was the last game I played was Gold.
There you go. Yeah, like this game's really early. Like there really wasn't a lot in the game. Because it's still like,
you're just getting the idea of it.
Yeah, but the idea alone, it's like they did the Breath of the Wild shot, and I'm like, okay, you did it. Like, this is a big ass game. Thank you.
I also agree with you, Ryan. This game's probably gonna get delayed a few times, which I'm okay with because we're getting Diamond and Pearl at the end of the year. What?
This mag.
Still waiting. Still waiting for a Fire Sheep Goat starter.
Hell yeah!
All
right.
God. What? Turpig wasn't enough for you. You're gonna get it,
Ryan.
What?
What'd you say, Ryan?
It said the Fire Sheep Pokemon. You can call it Fleep for Fire Sheep. I'm so funny.
I didn't play Black and White, but I know Turpig, the fire starter, is essentially a pig. And because I don't normally nickname my Pokemon until I started playing Sword, and then I thought to myself, I was like, if I did get Turpig, I'm probably gonna name him Bacon.
Oh, I've never in my entire life named a Pokemon a nickname because their names change when they evolve. Yeah. And like I always thought that was cool. But like that's also like I name my pets, so I don't know. I think that's weird.
Always preferred Digimon.
Digimon rules too.
Because they went back to their rookie forms.
And they talked.
They talked.
They did.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that new Digimon show. Apparently it rules.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. It's on Hulu. Subbed. All right, miscellaneous news. District 10 is officially in production. The sequel to District 9. Charlotte Copley, Terry Tatchell, and Neil Blomkamp are writing the script right now.
Okay, I was about to say, because Neil Blomkamp is an alien at the end of that movie, so what's we going to do with that character?
Copley.
Yeah, Charlotte Copley. It's cool that he's returning to the franchise. It's a shame that that's his best movie and he's only made worse movies going forward. So if you got to return to the good thing, do what you got to do. He's a great filmmaker.
Like
Chappie,
progressively worse.
Yeah, Elysium's fine. Chappie's bad. So.
District 9 was great. I was really hoping 3 years from then we were going to get a sequel. It's been a lot longer than 3 years.
What took him so long?
Yeah,
making bad movies.
No. What took the prawn so long?
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. I think we all agree that we would have still liked to have seen him do his Alien movie,
or
Halo. But you know what? Go back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for him that he spends so much time conceptualizing projects that get taken away from him.
Yeah.
Like regardless of like the quality of Elysium or Chappie.
Yeah.
Like it sucks how much work he's put into these majorly cool looking ideas that just become nothing.
Didn't he? Was it him? He directed some of the Halo live action?
He made the Halo live action Super Bowl trailers.
That's right. Those are good. Yeah.
And he did a proof of concept movie.
That's a shame. Yeah.
He didn't work forward onto Dawn, right? No.
He was long gone by then.
Yeah.
But Animaniacs was renewed. Sorry, Ben. What?
No, I was just gonna say because the Halo 3 ODST live action commercials were amazing.
Yeah. Animaniacs has been renewed for a third season ahead of its second season debut.
Jesus. Cool.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Terminator. This came out of nowhere. Netflix is developing an anime based on the Terminator franchise with Mattson Tomlin, who is the co-writer for The Batman, as the showrunner.
The new Batman coming out.
The Batman.
That's pretty cool. I hope the animation doesn't look like shit.
Oh, dude, like this news excites me because that means that like the budget's off. Like they can do whatever they want with cool robots. I swear, if it looks like Pacific Rim, I swear to God.
It's not Polygon. It's Project IG, which I'm not too familiar with.
Okay.
So it could go either way. I always like Studio Mir as far as the Netflix stuff goes.
That's cool. Like, I'm glad it's an anime instead of just like some like American cartoon because I think they'll go way ballsier with it being a weird anime.
And Netflix has had success to various levels. Apparently, according to him, the show will be taking big swings and going for the heart. And Tomlin intends to approach Terminator in a way that breaks conventions, subverts expectations, and has real guts.
Yo, what if the anime series just proves the multiverse of all the Terminator films? Like, takes that Matt Smith character and spreads him throughout all the Terminator films.
He's the watcher. He's the watcher and narrates the show.
Yo, if they did, I'm 100% in.
I'm 100% in. Anything that makes the Terminator movies a big dumb multiverse, I'm all about.
I wonder if it'll be like a completely new thing that's like separate from Sarah Connor and all that stuff, or it'll be a continuation and we get some Dark Fate stuff because that movie deserves more love.
Agreed.
Wait, do we think Arnold's in it?
Not at first.
Oh,
He's good at everything.
Visually, absolutely. It's so easy. You can just show the T800 model.
That's true.
Constantly. Like, I'm sure he's visually represented.
No, I'm talking about is Arnold voicing a new version of the T800?
I will say it won't be a season like beginning thing, but that's like a cliffhanger kind of like big reveal.
Honestly, Arnold's voicing a preschooler superhero kindergarten show. So yes. Yes,
you know what? You're right. He is doing that. So there is no reason why he can't do the Terminator one.
He was Pops in Genesis, and he was Carl in Dark Fate.
Yeah, Carl. Oh, Carl, he was a nice husband. What a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dark Fate rules.
Yeah.
I wonder. Maybe he'll be as American. Maybe he'll be the American Arnold Schwarzenegger that they based the T800 on.
The Southern accent. Oh, boy.
Yeah. What was his name? Colonel Candy or something?
Something awful.
Colonel Sanders. All right, Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Disney Plus released a bunch of shit saying like, here's when a bunch of our stuff is coming. And Star Wars: The Bad Batch was announced to be coming out, starting to be released on May the 4th.
Yeah, so it seems to me like this is meant to... This is why Loki's pushed to June.
Makes sense.
I think that, like, even though they're Marvel and Star Wars and they're separate things, they don't want to run a new show up against another new show, a big new show.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we're getting some space for Loki. So, you know,
yeah,
we genre nerds are still watching a show on Disney Plus, even as we wait between Marvel shows.
And by pushing Loki a few months, that makes the gap between
1 month.
Only 1 month. Okay, there you go. It makes the gap between the other things just a little less bad. A little bit less.
Yeah, so this should time out to come out just about right after Falcon and Winter Soldier ends.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I think it's the same week. I think it's a couple days before because it's coming out on Tuesday and not a Friday.
But I have to imagine the Bad Batch is going to run past Loki.
Yeah, I imagine Bad Batch will probably be closer to 22 episodes.
Oh, you think so?
We'll see.
Well, Clone Wars was.
I just imagined that was like a mini, like a different thing.
I have a suspicion that it's like a 12, 13.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah, I would. I would kind of hope. I don't know how much room there is for the Bad Batch to sustain a multiple 22 episode seasons.
That's what I mean. Like making a good focused story. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that's cool. I'm excited for that show.
Uh-huh.
I had a fun talk with Ken on Conversation. Stay tuned about that show. All right. No special things. We just chatted about how excited we were.
Yeah.
Mag says an allegedly Widow movie in May. Actually, all the same week.
Oh, cool.
All right. Magic Kingdom Universe. The Magic Kingdom Universe is happening on Disney Plus. We're getting a new shared universe from Disney. From Ron Moore.
Battlestar's Galactica's own?
Yep. Battlestar Galactica. Outlast and what's the show he's got on Apple TV Plus? For All Mankind.
Oh.
So Ron Moore will be launching a franchise, part of his new Disney contract. He's going to be launching a franchise of streaming projects, the first of which will be called The Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Or Adventurers, I might have misspelled that. This will be the first one. This will be the first movie. The description, this is from the article. I just took this from the article. The description displaces the characters and landmarks from various Disney theme parks and feature films into an alternate reality. So they want this to compete with Disney and with Marvel and Star Wars. Have like another.
Is this America's Kingdom Hearts? And I'm being serious about that.
Yeah.
All of the Disney properties teaming up together in some way.
Well, I think this is all based in. This is all based in like what is the theme park lore of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. What is the
Oh.
theme park lore of Haunted Mansion?
Oh, okay.
Things like that.
Got it.
This isn't Mickey and Friends or any of the Disney film inspired rides.
Got it. Okay.
What is the lore of Space Mountain? That's what
kind of like the comics that Marvel put out, the Disney Kingdom comics.
Yeah. This is about those things that do have a story designed to them and expanding on them.
Okay, so like an animated, like what Big Thunder Balls, whatever it's called, is about. Like why?
Right, just think about every other ride that isn't Pirates of the Caribbean or Jungle Cruise.
Star Wars.
That is the Disney original rides that they haven't made a movie about, that they don't feel like should go to theaters, but they can do it for Disney Plus.
Well, they said that the skipper on the Jungle Cruise is a potential main character for this movie.
I wonder if this contract.
But they don't mean Dwayne Johnson.
No, they mean the one in the park.
Yeah.
What, Ben?
I wonder if this is how we're finally going to get the Kingdom Keepers books adapted to the screen in some way.
Wasn't Jon Favreau working on an adaptation of that?
That I'm not sure of, but this is definitely not going to be the bridge to Kingdom Keepers.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love those books.
And then Netflix finally announced the release dates of 2 new shows. Small little teasers to announce what these are. The Irregulars, which is a Sherlock Holmes spinoff, which reinterprets the Irregulars of the Sherlock Holmes series into kind of their own detective force. Well, they're kids who help Sherlock and solve crimes in the books.
Right, the Irregulars.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
I just told you, the kids who help Sherlock
I get
Holmes.
it. Yeah.
In the books, the movies always erase them. The movies never use them.
That makes sense. I've never heard of them. Okay.
Yeah, they were prominent characters in the books, and I guess so prominent that Netflix has decided to make a series off of them.
Cool. Young kids in Sherlock. All right.
Well, they've been aged up.
Oh, medium kids in Sherlock.
Yeah.
Teenagers. This is like Sarah Jane Adventures for Sherlock Holmes.
That could be cute. Okay. All right.
No, like a hardcore Sarah Jane Adventures. Actually, that's exactly what.
That actually sounds all right. Okay.
The trailer is like 221B Baker Street, and then it moves over and like it's these guys actually. So that was funny. And then Jupiter's Legacy had a small little teaser announcing its release date of May 7th.
That's crazy. So I haven't read all of Jupiter's Legacy. That's a Frank Miller. Nope. Frank Miller? Nope.
Mark Millar and Frank Quietly. That's where Frank came from. Frank Quietly, who is a often Grant Morrison collaborator. Book looks great. I don't remember. I remember liking it, but I remember since then I was also young and stupid. So apparently that book's fine. So we'll see.
Do we know if Mila Kunis and
Josh Duhamel?
No, what's his name?
Dave Bautista?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Paul W. Anderson?
No.
Saying words
21
now.
Jump Street.
Jonah Hill?
No, the other one.
Channing Tatum.
Will they both be coming back for this?
Oh, I get what you're doing. God. The Wachowski movie.
Jupiter's
Ascending.
Yes, God. That was man.
God. That took us a while to get there.
Yeah.
God.
That book is pretty. So, like, who knows if the show will be good?
No, it is not attached to Jupiter's Ascending.
Oh, my bad.
This is a Mark Millar. This is the Millar world, whatever the hell he calls it.
Sorry, that's my mistake. I didn't know what I was doing.
Mag says Kevin Smith was even offered for a Disney project. Didn't know that. All right, trailers.
Talk.
Solar Opposites Season 2 had its first trailer.
I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I like Solar Opposites. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're motivated me enough to still pick this up yet.
I will say, you know what? I might just have one episode for you to watch that I think is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
And I think you can watch it like standalone, not having watched the series.
Okay.
I'll think about that.
It's just it's a long list of shows, and I'm like, if I want this vibe, I go to Rick and Morty.
I got a show like that.
Yeah.
This is from Mike Flanagan, not Mike Flanagan. Jesus, not the Blyhouse. What? No. It's the Mike something who does Lower Decks. He's doing this with Justin Roiland.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's like two of the guys. It's him and who's doing Lower Decks. And all right, System Shock. Game teaser.
System Shock is an old. Well, you know more about it. System Shock is an old game that was the precursor for the BioShock series.
Yeah,
this one's very all techno,
more cyberpunk stuff,
cyberpunk horror, and it's getting a pretty sick looking remake. And the trailer just came out this week. And I never played the original System Shocks, but a friend of the podcast, Matt, brought this to my attention, and I was like, this looks cool. I want to play this.
Yeah. I played the original a long time ago. And then if you look at it now, the game. It's a game from like 1995. Like it's aged. Like it happens with time. And then BioShock came out in 2007. That game looks like beautiful and it's awesome. And it's like it's like a spiritual successor. Like same like bad shit happens because of terrible people. This looks great. Like it looks like BioShock, but it's System Shock. Like I can't wait to play this again with a fresh coat of paint. It's super spooky.
Master.
Oh yeah, okay. So
I love Lord Raiden.
Let me talk about this one for a second. Hold on.
There's a great line while I was looking it up. Christopher Lambert, whenever you beat an opponent, he goes, "You will share the same fate as Shinnok." And I'm like, "Yeah, you will."
So
they got him to do it.
Yeah.
This Master is a movie that's coming from Jamal Bradley. Sorry. He is working with Steamroller Studios to produce it, and the co-director Peter Ramsey from Spider-Verse is also executive producing this, which is why there's quite a similar Spider-Verse look. This is a largely smaller animation studio, and it's entirely driven by a Black creative team, and it looks really good. I like seeing that Spider-Verse animation style continuing in something, and this movie isn't coming out for a while, next year, maybe even the year after. But I just wanted this trailer dropped and it came to my attention. I'm like, I want to put eyes on this because this looks cool.
Yeah, more movies that look like Spider-Verse. Like I'm 100% on board.
Yeah.
But what's the like flat? What is it? Imitation is like the best form of flattery.
Flattery, yeah.
Like it's not like I was hoping more Spider-Verse stuff would come out, so I'm glad it's happening at least sometimes.
Yeah, this looks really good. I'm glad you brought this to our attention. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
This is like the 7th trailer we watched for this thing.
Yep.
It's the 3rd one, actually, but yeah.
We definitely should have only watched this one.
This is a great trailer, by the way. This is a great trailer for a show I won't watch, but this should have been the trailer they released. Because now I actually know what the show has heart, and I know what like the characters are going through. And like the kids actually seem charming in this trailer. Like this trailer sold me, but I'm still not gonna watch it because I don't care about the Mighty Ducks.
Right.
It looks great. It looks good.
But it's a good trailer.
Yeah.
This is the trailer we should be seeing. Let's drag out that dead horse that is Ben really doesn't like it because it's called the Mighty Ducks. Let's go. Ben, you still don't like this show because they call it the Mighty Ducks?
I'm not going to entertain that. Actually, I'm curious to see what happened to Gordon Bombay to make him hate hockey so much now.
Killed a kid.
Now Ben's interested. We did it. Trailer success.
Gordon Bombay.
You guys are actually correct. This is a really cool trailer, and part of me wonders that if the new coach of the Ducks, the one who cuts the kid and says, "Hey, if you're not good now, you're never gonna get good," that can't be Charlie from the original movies, can it?
Why not?
I mean, no, it was a sarcastic one. It was like, is it? I don't know.
Ben, look down at the ticker.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fun.
Bad Boys. What was the movie with the small kid? With the kids?
Good Boys.
Good Boys. Thor from that movie. He's like the star, like the kid in this, and I'm like, he looks good. Like I like that kid. So like again, like I have no history with the Mighty Ducks, but like this could be a good show. Like yeah.
I mean, despite the fact that I was mad that it's called the Mighty Ducks, but the Mighty Ducks are the bad guys. It does bring up a point about, God damn it, Brandon, really? As I was going to say, it does bring up a point about how kids who want to play sports, who may not be the most athletically inclined, yours truly, but they still really want to play. And they want just to go and have fun. Because there is, unfortunately, a culture out there where kids start playing sports at a very, very young age, and their parents keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them to only make them to become like a future star athlete.
Spark, go ahead.
So you would say, Ben, that it really looks like the characters in this are going to change the game. That they will, in fact, change the game of the Mighty Ducks.
Don't forget a colon. Colon's in there, too.
Can't do it fast enough.
Good night, ladies and
How
gentlemen.
weird is it seeing Lauren Graham?
So I was just talking to Ryan about that. Like, it's weird seeing her like this, and it's not necessarily because I'm watching a bunch of Gilmore Girls, so that certainly contributes to it. It's that she hasn't really appeared in anything for like 7 years, and so like she's just suddenly aged.
Well, she did Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
I didn't watch that yet.
Yeah, she's.
You're right, Brandon.
So shut up,
Brandon. You're right. They will change the game.
Can I change the ticker myself?
No, you're not the host.
Well, actually, he can because he never
I
logged
have
out.
the power.
Oh no, the power.
If he wants to, I can't believe I'm going to tell him this. If he wants to, he can make my screen disappear.
I'm not going
No,
to do that.
that's funny. What's the next trailer, Gordon Bombay?
Pacific Rim, The Black, had a second trailer.
This trailer.
yo. The Jaegers and the kaiju look real good.
Yes.
I wish that the people didn't move stupid.
They,
This is my stream, mother effer.
yeah, like this trailer.
Is that another team that regularly loses whenever they get to the championship?
I'm sorry. What happened to when my team played your team in the playoffs that one year in 2014? Oh yeah, we beat you when we were down 3-0.
What about that
good
fourth
job,
thing that
Ben.
happened?
What about the time when we won 3 World Series in the last decade? How many have you won in the last 50 years?
First of all, different sport, asshole. Secondly,
Listen.
we won the cup that year. You lost.
Doesn't matter
Listen,
to me. Only matters to you.
this is a pretty good trailer. I think. I still really, really hate anytime people talk, but as long as I know that the Jaegers and the kaiju look good, then I will accept it. The story elements are intriguing to me. These people living out on their own.
This is
Everything-
this trailer. I was interested, even excited at times. This trailer got me super hyped. I'm really excited for the show now.
Yeah, I will. I was hesitant to watch it, even if it is Pacific Rim. But this trailer, now that I know what the story is, like I'm definitely more sold on it, and I will at least watch the first episode to see if it's worth watching.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I just wish the people look better.
I agree. Like
That's the only thing.
it's a bummer. It's a bummer.
As I was trying to say, everything involving the Jaegers and the kaiju. Oh, that's cool. Everything when the humans moved. God, that looks bad.
You know what? It looks less stiff than it did in Godzilla. So there's the plus.
I mean, it's
Going
weird.
from an F to a D- is still.
It's like from being constipated to pooping. It's still poop,
You
my
know
guy.
what? Okay,
But think about that as the compliment that it is, because they'll keep getting better incrementally. In about 15 years, we'll get a good show out of them.
Hell yeah, that's the dream.
it's weird because there are 2 instances where animation that's kind of like this works for me, and that's Dragon Prince and High Score Girl. Dragon Prince, yeah, it's a little blocky, but
Dragon Prince looks a lot better than this.
it does. It looks so much better. High Score Girl is a 3D animated show where the movements are a little stiff, but it's not too egregious because you're mostly focusing on the kids playing video games.
Yeah,
but just looking at how characters move, it's like they're moving. When they're running, it looks like they're moving at like 12 FPS. And normally I don't bitch and moan about FPS, but this time I'm like, yikes.
No, it's
like they cut out frames to save money.
It's super noticeable when you go from the monster stuff to the human stuff. That's just what it is.
That's probably the most jarring part is that like the motion of like the Jaegers with the kaiju looks so smooth, and then you get to the people and they look stiff and weird, and I'm like, what? Why?
They're doing a really bad robot thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I kind of gave up because this, from what we've seen so far, this looks really. This doesn't. I don't know where this fits in the Pacific Rim continuity.
Yeah, right.
But like after Pacific Rim Uprising was to me disappointing. I have not yet come back to watch it. I'm just kind of like, give me a good Pacific Rim thing. I'm okay. I don't care about continuity.
Yeah. Oh, I've never cared about continuity.
I mean, there was a time before Pacific Rim Uprising that I did, and I was really into the Pacific Rim continuity. But now I'm just kind of like, just give me something good.
Or
Just want to see robots punching giant monsters. That's fun.
Not even just that. I just want something good. Give me a good story. Give me some good drama. I'm good. I'm there for it.
And good robot punching.
Joran Princess of Snow and Blood. Drawn?
Heck yeah. I love anime.
Which one was this one?
This is the one that is a new Crunchyroll original set in a fantastical version of earlier era Japan, and and it just looks really cool, really well animated.
Mm-hmm.
I
love the animation of the skull appearing under. Yeah.
Any trailer that has like character intros, I'm all about. It's like, this is this person. He has a solid will and a great tempo. I'm like, cool, love it.
There's also I always like anime trailers because they do like a J-pop song with some cool action. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's do anime.
It was a good bop. Yeah.
This was good. Luca.
Man,
Pixar, baby.
Luca looks great. Okay, one of my favorite things about this is that this is the first Pixar film where they've wholly abandoned a consistent style for humans, and I'm all about it. That being said, it is a consistent style to the Pixar short La Luna, but that's because the director did La Luna, so that makes sense. But I do like these character models. I like that they are so distinctly stylized and different. I'm very glad that Pixar is willing to go in that direction where their people don't need to look the same, because we've had more or less the same looking humans for most of Pixar's run.
This looks really good. I love the animation style. It looks a little Aardman inspired.
A little. It's gorgeous.
I didn't know it was about sea monsters. I think that's cool.
Nobody did till this came out.
That's great. I love it.
I just love how the kids go from sea monster to human and back again every time they're in contact with water.
It's a really cool animation trick that they've been doing, and I love where he spits water on the guy's face, and he's just half sea monster. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
I am a sucker in animation for any big burly man who you can only see his eyebrows.
Like Ox King,
the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball's dad.
That's what I'm thinking.
Has this, and La Luna had this, and here, sure enough, is another large father figure with just the eyebrows that you can't see under, and I love that look. So I'm super into that.
Man, I really liked La Luna.
Me too.
That was a really good short.
I think still my favorite Pixar short is La Luna.
It's definitely up there as one of my favorites. It's a super good one.
I just love how the kid makes a connection that
was the first Pixar short that made me cry.
Lava was mine, but I just love it when the kid makes a connection and how like the dad and the grandpa, they have their tools based on their mustaches.
That's funny. All right, Army of the Dead, which is Zack Snyder's newest Netflix.
And guys, Resident Evil Extinction looks real good.
I wanna like this movie because like I want to support a new Zack Snyder movie. I want to support the cast. I think it's just a bad teaser. I think it's not a good teaser.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
There's just not enough to say anything.
Yeah, I know what the film looks like, and it doesn't look like it doesn't typically look like a Zack Snyder movie. It looks kind of just like a generic like action movie from what I've seen.
I know what the movie's about. It's a heist in a zombie apocalypse. I get nothing from that in this trailer.
Yeah. It's a teaser based on like
look how many zombies there are,
and like hey guys, it's in Vegas, and it's like cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I got something of a heist vibe when they opened the vault and the money's stacked up, but besides that, it's like, oh look, they're killing zombies left and right.
But when you're more like Dawn of the Dead, then
when you put that kind of vault shot alongside all the lavish richness of Las Vegas to begin with, it doesn't mean anything in the context.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. MODOK.
I'm ready. Give it to me.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I thought this coffee was for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that this project survived. I'm so glad we're getting Patton Oswalt doing MODOK. I'm happy.
Yeah.
When do we know when it's coming out?
May, I believe.
Yeah, if it May sounds right. I think May 21st.
Like super Robot Chicken vibes. Like I'm very, very.
But not exactly the same. I'm glad that it's not exactly the same style because there are other things that aren't Robot Chicken that ape that style.
Yeah.
And this at least does something a little different with it, and I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
And it says for killing, and then he's like, "I'm still alive." Shoots the parachute. For killing. It means for killing.
I think Patton's a great choice for a comedic MODOK.
He is. Yeah.
I don't expect this will get past what they've already done. Because we know that Kevin Feige's probably cracking down on a lot of this stuff, but I'm glad this survived for now.
I don't think Kevin Feige cares about animated projects. I think if it's animated, he's hands off, because I don't think he cares at all about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur coming to Disney Plus.
Well, but he canceled the other offenders, the Howard the Duck and the other ones.
I understand that. I just don't think. I understand that, and it could be because he had some idea he wanted to do for the characters, or just didn't believe in the team. But I don't see him, like, if people like MODOK, I don't see him putting the hammer down on it for some reason.
Yeah. We will see. Barbarian and the Troll. Sparks, you put this one on here.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that Nickelodeon was getting a puppet show, but now I know that Nickelodeon's getting a puppet show, and I'm real excited. I busted up the first time that they did the Alexa joke. And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, it definitely, at the same time that I love it, it also makes me feel old. Because I'm like, man, this is kids comedy using puppet stuff, and they're making fun of like modern technology, and I'm like, dang, I'm here. But I'm so happy to see it. It looks so good.
This is like my favorite like puppet thing that I've honestly seen in a while, and I can't believe, again, like it's Nickelodeon. Like, no offense to Nickelodeon, like, I didn't know that they could do this or wanted to do this. Like a D&D, like a fantasy adventure, both puppets. Like, I'm so into it.
I even love how they even put their own joke in the trailers, like, and puppets, and they're like, puppets, like, yeah, and it's a puppet show. It's like that, and she's like, oh, and the Barbarian's like, yeah, I love puppets.
This I hope it's as good as the trailer.
Yeah.
This will be the first kid show that I watch like on Nickelodeon since I was a child. Maybe.
I know, it looks really, really good.
And then the last trailer, Sparks, another one put on here, Final Space Season 3. Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah, okay.
Is this always been Final Space?
That's exactly what I asked him, because I'm going to start watching this show now.
Holy shit, I want to watch the show.
Yeah. Yes, this has always been Final Space. I have tried to stress that Final Space's quality is shit. Final Space is really, really good. So, hit up your HBO Max, watch seasons 1 and 2 when they drop this next month, and get caught up so you can watch season 3 if you have access to Adult Swim. Otherwise, it'll be on HBO Max a little later. But yeah, Final Space is really good. I was talking to Ryan earlier, and like, there's definitely comedy in Final Space. There's plenty of comedy in Final Space, but it is not Rick and Morty kind of comedy. It is much more sincere.
Would you say something like a Wasted Space?
Yeah. Sure,
because like I got like not obviously the direct comparison.
Totally, you're right. It is much more. Wasted Space is right. It is Wasted Space. Wasted Space is the tone. It is funny, and it is also super sincere and dramatic and sad.
I guess I'm watching that show
now. Hell yeah! 1 second. I'm not putting this on my HBO Max account because I will forget when I wake up in the morning.
That trailer definitely sold me. Big cosmic in like emotional stuff.
I'm stoked, guys. I would love to be able to talk about Final Space with you guys, because I think that show's incredible.
I'm almost on Critical Role. I need something to watch.
What was the show that the guy from Adventure Time did? Pendleton Ward, the other show online with
Bravest Warriors.
Yeah, that I was reminded a bit of that, but obviously it looked a lot darker than Bravest Warriors.
It is much darker. The Bravest Warriors is very light comedy, but there's a vibe for sure. Final Space is truly unique. I wouldn't directly compare it to any cartoon I can think of right now.
Awesome.
I think Ryan actually did hit it correctly. Wasted Space is probably the closest thing in tone I could compare it to.
Because it seems like, like a bunch of people like that like might be messed up dealing with like sad space adventures. I'm like, I've read that comic.
Yeah. It looks awesome. I was not prepared for what I was going to see in this trailer at all, because I kept watching like the it's really serious and really action packed, and I kept watching. I was like, when is the joke gonna hit? This is a joke trailer, right?
Yeah.
There is plenty of good comedy, but it is not the focus of the show.
Yeah, looks wild. All right, that's it for the news.
Whoop, whoop.
Unless you guys want to bring up anything else.
Nope. Lots of trailers.
All right, let's go into our main topic. All right, main topic. Full spoilers for the animated film. Somebody else pronounce it, please.
Jiang Ziya.
Jiang Ziya.
Jiang Ziya.
Yeah.
Full spoilers for that. It's a new anime film, Chinese.
Yep. This movie is like it's not under the radar, but I cannot find the English cast online unless you found it.
The other title for this movie is Legend of Deification.
Yeah. Ben, there's a character that has 2 lines in this movie. Travis Willingham is in this movie. I don't know if you caught him.
I think I did, but
He has like 2 lines like near the end of the movie.
But the main character that I really the man who plays Jiang is the voice actor for All Might of the English dub for My Hero Academia.
And
More
Vegeta.
Vegeta
and Piccolo and name plenty of
he's
Funimation
not,
protagonists.
but he's not a Dragon Ball Z guy. So
No, because he doesn't watch real Dragon Ball Z.
Right. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot you've never seen Dragon Ball Z.
Put it in the ticker. Put it in the ticker.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He doesn't watch real Dragon Ball Z.
Yamcha also might be in this movie.
I'm very sure that the American voice for Yamcha is the voice for Shang.
Also, Frieza might be in this movie.
That's definitely the voice of Frieza, the merchant character, the slimy merchant.
I heard Frieza. I heard
Is
Frieza.
definitely the modern Frieza voice.
So like half of Dragon Ball is just hanging out in this movie. That's great.
I did it.
You did this to yourself.
I love it.
Nobody to blame but you.
I so have watched Dragon Ball Z. God damn it!
Not really.
No.
The Boo Saga. Yeah, I see all the Boo Saga.
Great, the worst saga. Cool.
Well, I'm sorry. That's when I started liking the show. It freaking sue me. All right. I saw all the Saga. I watched all the GT.
Ben, this is not. We're joking. Hey guys, Jiang
It's
Ziya.
my fault. I hit the sports button.
Jiang Ziya is a 2020 animated movie that I quite enjoyed.
Yeah. I was just going to give a little bit of background. This is adapted from the Investiture of the Gods.
It's a book from the 1500s. That's super cool.
Yeah, and this is loosely connected to Ne Zha, which is a film that they did before, and then there's another one coming called Erlang, but they're not really strongly connected.
I saw a trailer for Ne Zha. Because I have this on Blu-ray, I saw a trailer for that. It looks awesome.
Yeah. If you stayed through the credits, Ne Zha shows up in a post-credits thing that's all about Chinese New Year,
which is great. Did you watch that, Brandon? The post-credit scene?
Oh yeah.
Wait, there's 2 post-credit scenes?
Yes.
Yep.
There was one that was teasing Erlang, which is their next film project, and then there was one about Chinese New Year with Ne Zha. It's not a huge
It's
deal.
basically like a shawarma scene. It's cute.
What's so funny about it is that there's a title card that comes up after the first post-credit scene, and it says, "There's a post-credit scene. Please wait."
We don't have that on our copy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh no!
On the Blu-ray, I have. It does there's a post-credit scene. Please wait, and then the credits will roll, and then it's like, "Thanks for waiting," and then it shows the credits.
Everything in the text of credits for ours was still Chinese lettering, and there was no translation.
Yep.
Even
So
the places.
All of it. Only the places in the film. Only things like banners and locations had translation. Everything else, everything that was white over black, was Chinese lettering.
The very beginning of the movie, there was no translation of like those big paragraphs of dialogue at the beginning.
Mine neither.
I know, but I'm saying when the credits start, I'm sure that they did in Chinese lettering tell us stay after post credits, but we didn't get a translation.
Yeah,
I just saw characters that I did not understand.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the movie.
But yeah. So I'm not familiar. I am aware that some people feel like this has done some good adapting of Chinese folklore that's based in that book, Investiture of the Gods, and some not good. Some twists and turns, and I can't speak to any of that, and neither can any of the rest of us because we don't know that story.
I just watched the movie,
so we just watched this movie. I like a lot of the voice actors that are in this as voice actors. I don't think all of them fit their character models that they were assigned to. Frankly, I'm a huge Chris Sabat fan. I don't think he actually matches the embodiment of Jiang Ziya very well. I don't see that voice to the face.
I'm
the
not
person very well.
I don't disagree with you. I think of all the characters, I think his voice is the one that doesn't match for me the most.
Yeah,
I liked him just because he's a good voice actor, but I do agree. Like, he's not when I look at that character, he's not the voice I immediately think of.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And the other thing is that like Chris Sabat's also capable of doing different voices than the All Might voice, but he just went with the All Might voice for this, and I don't think that was right. Yeah. Which is more just like his standard voice, honestly. That's just kind of his regular voice. All Might's a little more booming and big, but that is basically Chris Sabat's standard voice.
I listened to like an interview like after we watched the movie, just like a very quick one, and like he almost sounds like just how he sounds in this movie.
Yeah, he's capable of changing it, and I kind of wish he had for this if he was going to be it, because I just don't think he matches up. All of that to say, I kind of wish I'd watched this subbed rather than dubbed, mostly because I think that the character models would have sounded better to me. But beyond that, I think I might have grasped the story a little better.
Yeah.
Whether it's translation issues or just if I was reading it, I would have retained more information that I wasn't retaining. I just don't think that the dub of the film gets across all the story very well.
I was asking,
that could be a whole movie problem, but it's certainly a problem in the dub.
I definitely kept asking him questions, and you very much were doing your best. You're like, I think this is what's going on. Like, you were definitely trying to pay attention harder than I was. That's my one complaint is like, I think it's a little nonsensical at parts, but like the animation itself is like stunning, and I love looking at it the entire time.
There's also a possibility that I definitely like have seen some people sharing that there's elements that they're so innately part of their culture, they don't need to explain or elaborate or do any of that, and we're just going to miss out on that kind of stuff.
When the nine-tailed fox breaks open the seal in the Fountain of Rebirth or whatever it was called, and her children were released, that was the moment where I was like, I think this is shorthand for the country this was made for.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm like, I can't actually follow the through line on it. And that, again, like it can be a movie problem in some cases. And I think also it's a translation problem in some places.
Yeah.
I wish the movie had brought me along a little better as a unfamiliar white man living in America. I wish the movie had brought me on a little more because I desperately want to know more about it. I so totally want to be invested and following every little piece and understanding every little thing. And I'd say a good 40% of what happens in this movie goes over my head, no matter how hard I try.
How cute was Fora like, though?
Oh my God.
Adorable.
Oh my God. So I generally am not the biggest fan of when there's like a little animal sidekick that's there just to be the comic relief or just be the cute relief. Mostly DreamWorks movies have sins of this. Pixar too to some extent, but they're mostly fine. This legit might be one of my favorites I've ever seen.
I think you're thinking more of Disney than Pixar.
Disney's, yeah. Thank you, Disney. I didn't find this little guy annoying. He was incredibly cute the entire time. He has a story purpose. He has a cool transformation. He has emotional weight at the end. This like for real might be one of my favorite little companions in any movie I've ever seen. So cute, Brandon. Oh my God, I would buy a plushie of this guy. Forlike. So cute. Oh my God, I loved him.
When I noticed that he tries to get into the fight with the giant like skeleton thing with the souls in it. Like visually, this movie has imagination at the wazoo. Because holy shit,
all of these big monsters are just Dark Souls bosses.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's
like a big skeleton dragon.
Yeah, dude. When we saw the skeleton dragon with the souls, I'm like, that's straight out of Dark Souls. I got flashbacks to Dark Souls bosses.
But the Fora like fights that thing. It tries to fight that thing.
Importantly, this story, Investiture of the Gods, and Journey to the West are both crossover tied to each other with a lot of the characters and folklore and gods and stuff. So some of that stuff that we've been seeing in the game that's coming about the Monkey King legend, that is Wukong, which is Journey to the West. This is you're gonna see this kind of stuff.
Like
this is what we're doing. Like this is why those things are so like similar.
The nine-tailed fox demon. I love that design so much.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Especially with the broken mask. It was like terrifying.
Yeah.
The mask was terrifying. The voice actress was astounding. And I just loved how the fox demon, she had like 4 sets of arms, but she also used her tails to fight and punch. I thought that was really well use of
good action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good action scenes.
Yeah, I think I really like the opening, the 2D
Me too.
establishment of the war.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Opening really worked for me. I that did help a lot to set things up. I think it's when we get into when we're getting into the explanation of how the masters work and how all that's associated that I get really kind of confused. I'm starting to understand it by the end of it, but like it's definitely tough. I really wish that there had been a little bit more to make me understand / relate to Shang.
Mhm.
Shang is the one who turns into the tiger.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The Thunder Man.
yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Professor Pig in Batman Superman Future State has pig hands, like carnivorous pig hands.
Oh, that's dope. I love it, Chris.
All right, sorry.
But yeah, I just like for me, Shang was in it just enough where I'm like, I want to know you better at this point. If he hadn't like followed along for much of the journey in the second half, I wouldn't have felt that way. But even though his like character sacrifice moment is really strong, I still just wish I knew him a little better.
I love the imagery of the bird ferrying the souls away. That's so gorgeous.
The swallow,
The swallow, yeah. Articuno, yeah.
yeah.
Gorgeous. So when you see people are like dying, you see the swallow in the background, shepherding their spirit.
Very,
awesome.
very when he makes her torch go out and you see the sky light up. Very Dragonheart moment, wouldn't you say, Brandon?
Yeah, I can see that.
What was the girl's name again?
They basically translate it in the dub as JoJo.
I thought it was like Jo Jun or something.
It's spelled differently than that, but they were basically saying JoJo.
It's spelled Jiu.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they said like JoJo or something.
Anyway, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was worried when she was first revealed, like not when you see her like in the demon, when she's like an actual character. I thought she was going to be a really annoying sidekick, and thankfully I didn't find her to be that case. I thought she was a pretty cool character. I like that character a lot, like her ties to the demon and like her being scared of that, and like her hanging out with this immortal god who's not a god. Like I like her. I thought she was pretty cool. I'm so confused about her nature with the demon at the end and all that stuff. Like,
So she was the intended betrothed in her original life. She was
To the
intended
Emperor.
betrothed to Emperor Zhou.
Yes.
Who died and became a deity of his own.
Yes, the god of marriage.
Yeah.
He's like Cupid. Yeah.
Which the nine-tailed demon absolutely loathes.
Yep.
But she was that, and she was then incarcerated essentially as the vessel.
Okay.
Of the nine-tailed demon.
Got it.
And that locked them into each other.
Gotcha.
Dragonheart. As an attachment. And then he separated them with what he did at the beginning of the film.
Right. Got it. Okay.
On accident. He didn't mean to.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to, but that's what he did.
Gotcha.
And not breaking the chain, the lock between them separated, but just made them physically in separate places.
Yeah. Like the production design for me, it's like just like everything. This movie looks so good, and I just wish I and again, it could be like I said, like a translation thing. It's just like it's a someone else's mythology.
I feel like if you watch the sub, like you watch the sub version and you watch it again, and more of it will stand out, and you'll
maybe
more
kind of
like
like Space Sweepers in a way.
Yeah. It's just having to really engorge yourself into a whole other world of
Culture
thinking that you're not familiar with. Yeah.
But like man, like the skeleton monster and the nine-tailed fox and like even the character designs, like everyone looks so good, and like I would absolutely watch this movie again just to watch it. Like I truly loved watching this movie. Even if I was confused at the end, like man, like seeing the main character fight the demon fox is just so well animated, and it's not like rushed or just like super like Chris Nolan bad action. Like it's all clear and it looks super good.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I was so intrigued with this world that I pre-ordered I didn't pre-order. I bought the first movie.
Yeah, I'm if it looks like this movie, I'm absolutely going to watch it.
Look at the trailer. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So I was impressed that the movie had some dark places that it decided to go to. Like the moment where the man just dies and disappears in front of him.
Yeah.
Talking about the Fox clan just fades away when he can't heal him. And then also the moment where she's being evaporated away and she says, "Am I reborn yet?"
Oh, that's yeah.
And it's like,
she's dying. Yeah.
Oh.
I think my favorite like part of the movie is when it's revealed that the nine-tailed fox was actually she made a deal with
the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
And the Grandmaster said, I will make you a deity.
Yeah.
If you take your clan of Fox clan that you create
to be an enemy
to be
unite.
the enemy, to start the war, to unite the three realms.
And then she got betrayed.
And then he reneged on that deal.
Yeah, and like I think that's really powerful motivation. Like for your villain.
And then Jiang Ziya punishes the Grandmaster with aid, it seems, from the
God of Gods.
Sorry, the
Supreme Master? What is it?
The guy we're talking about is the Master. The Grandmaster is the guy who supposedly helped him.
Got it. Okay.
So there's the Master, there was the Grandmaster. Right. This actually makes a lot of sense in the sense of, like, I understand that this is also somewhat tied to Journey to the West, and if you look at Dragon Ball Z, you get Grand Kai.
Elder Kai, Supreme Kai. Got it.
Oh.
And then Xeno. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know how much I can really talk about besides like the story is pretty good. Besides some like stuff
it's definitely super interesting, and I clearly just need to be more aware of what it's about so I can follow it properly.
I will definitely like wait a month and then like rewatch this with the sub or the subtitle. Yeah. Like this and Lupin, man. Like we've been pretty blessed with animated movies.
I was first interested in this because of the animation style and. Yeah, I don't know how much there is because really, I'm kind of enraptured in the story, and I'm kind of enraptured in the animation, and the story just kind of goes and doesn't wait for me to catch up. So I'm kind of lost in some places, especially like the major like lore dumps that they do periodically, where you kind of feel like you've missed part of the story.
Yeah,
you missed that one piece that was going to like really click it for you. But other than that, I had a good time for the most part.
There's some amount. Sorry, Ben, go ahead.
This movie is very pretty to look at. Like Ryan said, and like we've all been saying, I love going into the Forest of Stone. I love how kind of like Mount Olympus, the heaven looks like when you have the Masters and the Revered Master.
Mm-hmm. Revered.
I love how the Revered Master looks. How he's like
the Revered Master and the Grand Revered Master.
Yeah,
there's I thought there was only one.
No,
at the very end, if you overhear the conversation before we see the reincarnated little girl and the reincarnated Folkai. What's her name? What's the little animal's name?
Forlike.
Forlike is reincarnated into the dog, and she's reincarnated into the girl.
Yeah.
And as the lead up to that shot of seeing them, you're hearing guys talk about how Jiang Ziya punished the revered master with help from the Grand Revered Master.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And Jiang Ziya even says like heaven punished him.
It's almost like a throwaway line, but
so like something higher than the Revered Master did punish him for his actions with the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah, and again, that could be like a cultural thing of we don't know that like everyone knows that there's a above the Revered Master. Everyone knows that.
That's why I'm saying like I think this is where you get in Dragon Ball Z what we're more familiar with, which is the Grand Kai, the Elder Kai, the Supreme Kai, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I think that is the similar concept. Just try and translate that in your head. That like who we're talking about as the Revered Master is like King Kai or Grand Kai, and there's still Supreme Kai and all the stuff above that.
Yeah, and they are like building, even though this is based on like mythology in ways, like they're trying to also build like their own like universe. So I'm sure like that line could be set up for like the next thing or whatever. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I do agree. There are times where this movie was like awesome to watch, but there are other times where it's like, what happened? What's going on?
Yeah,
it probably is a mistranslation issue. The dub could have been a little shoddy, but once they got to a big action scene, I was right back in. It was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Like the final fight with where the Revered Master, where he drops the pedal and a giant guillotine is coming down.
Sick.
And it actually reminded me a little bit of Bleach when they try to kill Rukia, where they have this grand stage for a thing, and then like the fox is just like trying to like just trying to fight it. And there's And then Jiang Ziya goes Super Saiyan essentially, where his hair goes white.
You know what?
Actually, that'd be called Ultra Instinct, my friend.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Ultra Instinct. All right.
But that's okay because
Don't
you wouldn't
dare
know
say
that.
I
Don't
would
you dare say
kill. Like, I think this, like, if they made a Dragon Ball Z, if they made a Dragon Ball Z movie in this animation style, I think we wouldn't deserve it. It'd be too good. It would look so good.
it.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the other movies in this franchise. If the story's just as fine, then that's cool because I'm here for that sick animation.
It's also just a nice way to like try and grasp something that is like iconic culture.
Yeah.
For like and has seeped into other things that we love without us knowing it for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all know the nine-tailed demon from so many different things at this point. You could reference Naruto, you could reference Lovecraft Country, like the nine-tailed demon shows up in all these places.
Oh my gosh, she does, and she bangs people and kills them.
Right, exactly.
You can even reference Pokemon because there's a Pokemon called Ninetales.
Oh,
yes,
at one
yeah,
point, the demon straight up just looks like a Ninetales, and I'm like, oh man, it looks cool.
I do think that some amounts of the humor just don't work, and I would say that, oh man, that's probably just the dub. But I did like just read from people who watch the Chinese one, and they're like, it's just it's not the best.
Yeah.
In certain moments, and that's fine. I definitely just want to know it better. And I do think it's very pretty, and my God, I do wish I like the dub voice actors. I just think that most of them are cast poorly, in the wrong roles. I think the two female leads are good, but a lot of the males don't match their character models correctly.
I think Joko and the Ninetailed are the best.
Honestly, it feels like Chris Sabat should have been the voice of Shang.
Yeah,
and someone totally else should have been the voice of Jiang Ziya.
Yeah.
So Ben, you didn't see the post credits where the characters are sitting around the table?
No, I saw the first one in the new city, which kind of looked like hey, we're doing something else. I'm like, oh, there's going to be a part 2, or there's going to be a continuation of the story. All right, cool.
That is the setup for another major character in Investiture of the Gods named Erlang, and Erlang is going to be their next film.
Okay, I didn't see the last one where they're all sitting around at a table.
That was cute. If a little out of character for the character we were just following.
Yeah, it's basically him like cleaning up this kid, but like he keeps it's.
So it's there in the movie, but it's way more subtle because it's just him minorly correcting things without freaking out. But clearly, like he's a perfectionist.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has some like minor OCD or something.
Yeah.
I did notice that in the bar scene with all the demons, and he's just like like moving it slightly. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, apparently that's a major character trait for him. I just want to. I feel like we're wrapping up, but I just want to leave you guys with this: that there is a Mongolian director named Wurshan, who it was just announced last year. There's a teaser out there that you can watch for the first film of this. He is doing an adaptation of the story of the Investiture of the Gods called the Feng Shen Trilogy. It's supposed to be one movie releasing each year. It was supposed to start last year, but now it's releasing 2021, 2022, 2023. It's going to be the most ambitious film project in Chinese film history. The cast of actors have already committed to 2 full years of filming. The first 6 months were solely dedicated to actors learning horseback riding, martial arts, archery, drumming, ancient Chinese etiquette, and more.
Lord of the Rings.
It has a planned and possibly ballooning budget of $445 million US. The scale of the film is simply huge, and it is being called China's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, 440 million for all
American.
3?
Yeah. I think so.
Like collectively.
Yeah. That's still a lot.
Because one film costing 440 million, America hasn't paid that much money in any film.
No, yeah. I know. I think it's all 3. But yeah, they're calling it the Chinese Lord of the Rings. So there is a teaser out there. I already watched it. You guys could definitely check it out. Who knows? Maybe in a few years we'll be talking about this Feng Shen trilogy.
Cool.
That's cool. I'm actually. That sounds really cool.
I know we're all fans of mythology, and seeing like how cool this is, and like all the weird stuff, like the master stuff, like all with their weird masks. Like I'm totally into that kind of shit. I'm like, it just makes me want to invest more into this kind of stuff. Like there's so many cultures that I just know nothing about, and the world's so big, it's crazy.
Well, maybe Miscellaneous will get there someday.
Ooh,
Right. All right. that'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's rate it.
Great. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna give it a B- because I think the animation makes up for some of the confusion of the story. I don't know if you're about to do something. I'm sorry.
Did you say B-? What
did I give it?
Translate that to a number, please.
Sorry, wrong show. I'll give it I'll give it 4/10. No, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Did we really do numbers on the show? How long have I had a number?
Do numbers.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The animation is the best part. Bye.
Marks.
Yeah, I think I'd go with an 8 out of 10 because I don't feel like I have enough proper tools to do any criticism that would take it lower. I just don't feel comfortable trying to criticize something that I think can either be suffering from the dub or just my ignorance. So I'm going to leave it at an 8.
Ben.
I also am going to give it an 8. It is, like we said, we keep saying it. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. There are times the story kind of goes a little what? It could be the dub. It could be us not knowing the true story, or it could be a mixture of both. And some things may have just gotten lost in translation. Other than that, it's still solid. It's still gorgeous, and it's pretty damn good.
I will agree. I will also give it a B-. That's what I wanted. Yes, I will give it an 8 as well. I enjoyed myself. I'm excited to kind of explore a new shared universe of mythology that I only know ancillarily from its adaptations. So that's exciting for me. And that Feng Shen trilogy.
Feng Shen.
Feng Shen sounds awesome. All right.
Yeah.
So that'll do it. Let's get into our book club. Ben, you got 5 minutes.
Roll for initiative.
All right. Thank you to everyone who listens. We greatly appreciate it. No, okay, let's go ahead.
So my book club pick this week is Die, written by Kieran Am I saying it right?
Kieran
Gillen, and written by Stephanie Hans, lettered by Clayton Cowles, and designed by Ryan Hughes. There's actually a credit for a designer here. And this is my first time reading this.
Art. You said written by Stephanie Hans. Art.
No, I said it was drawn by Stephanie Hans.
You said written, but that's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
yeah. Anyways, so this is my first time diving into this. I only heard about it through someone. I forgot, it was either at a convention or a comic store or somewhere. But it sounded awesome. I remember seeing volume 3 at the store and like, oh hey, I remember this. And then I figured, hey, might as well dig into it. I went to this completely blind, only knowing that it's a bunch of kids who get trapped in a fantasy world for a few years and then get out, but one stays behind. And then years later, I'm talking 25 plus years later, go by, and then they all get sucked back into the fantasy world where their friend is essentially the new dungeon master, the new god. So what did you guys think about this? Because I thought this is pretty damn cool.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. You guys know I've been living in this world the last couple of weeks, months now. I don't know how time works in the pandemic. This rules, man. Like I was reading this book. I have like the first 10 issues, but like I stopped reading it after like the first volume just because I had a lot of books. Yeah, this book I should have continued reading this book. This book rules. I think it takes a simple premise, but it does enough stuff with the characters in the world. And Kieran Gillen just knows how to write dope characters and like really witty dialogue. I think this book's a winner.
Mm-hmm. Sparks, Brandon?
I agree. I really liked it.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty good. I think if I had criticism about it, my only criticism would be that like I don't feel like I've got enough on some of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's 5 issues, so
yeah,
that's not a lot to judge it on. But specifically Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
Isabel?
Yeah, Isabel. It kind of outside of her persona in the fantasy world and like the role she plays, I don't have a lot to grab on there.
I thought Matt was pretty okay. He was the sad, depressed one.
Yeah. I think Matt's all right. But I do like the concept. I think that the art is gorgeous.
That's the book's stunning.
That's a big part of it.
I was gonna say I really liked. I don't know how controversial this could be, but I actually really enjoyed how they handled the fact that Ash is a girl in the dungeon world. Where it's just like I don't know why. It's just comfortable.
Yeah.
I like it. I thought it was really nicely. I thought it was really nicely and deftly handled. Of just kind of like, it's just me.
Yeah, no big deal. Like, who cares? Yeah.
Well, not even that. It's just because they ask like what is it? It's not treated as no big deal. It's just like he is confused about like, well, I don't know why I like this, but I just do. I'm comfortable in this.
So what I think is well done about that moment, Brandon, is not that they don't ask why he appears as a girl. They ask why he doesn't try to date men.
In the real world.
In the real world, which I think is a much better question. Because it's just asking like you like guys here, why don't you like guys out there? It had nothing to do with the fact that he chooses to look like a girl.
Yeah.
In this world, they don't ask that directly at all, which I think was the right way to do it.
Yeah, I like that. Good.
Yeah. One of my big things I really dig about this book is that it's a type of fantasy that you don't see a whole lot. Because when you say the word fantasy, you're thinking Dungeons and Dragons, Final Fantasy, swords, magic, all that stuff. Whereas this one, it does have the swords and the magic, but it's also twisted. Like you have Little England and Eternal Prussia.
Oh, I love it.
Eternal Prussia throwing out frickin' steel dragons. Like mechanical dragons. And then in Little England, you have essentially a version of J.R.R. Tolkien who's walking around the trenches and trying to send letters via Eagle that keep getting shot down by said Eternal Prussia because they're constantly locked in a war, World War I style.
I love that so much. I love that stuff so much. And like the like people are writing letters before they die, like in the trenches, like that was real good.
You also one of the stories I really liked was in the tavern where that Matt told about the Dreamland elves. How every time they cast a spell, some of their memory leaves. And of course, this grand tale of how this one elf was trying to find his kids. And then when he does find them, he forgets what they are.
That's awesome.
He's looking at a Hydra monster, casts a tiny spell. He's like, yes, I found my kids. Tiny little spell. He forgets that his kids exist. And then he's like, oh my God, Hydra, die.
Magic has a cost. I love it.
It is very... I want to say this is definitely like the Game of Thrones style fan. Not like it's like Game of Thrones.
Just for sure. It's for sure fan.
But it's Game of Thrones where if you think this is like the happy-go-lucky fairy tale style Disney fantasy, you are gonna be in for a very rude awakening because you got people who are sad, people who are dying. Matt is only super powerful when he cries on his sword.
And
you have Angela, who was a drug addict to Fairgold, but she needs the Fairgold to make her cyberpunk work.
Oh, I love that. Neo?
It is so bonkers.
I love the premise that once they're inside, they all have to unanimously agree that they want to leave. But like the new game master, their old friend Soul, who has been locked in this place for 25 years, has now become the villain of the story, at least for the first arc, right? I think that's great. I think Soul, like, of all the characters, like Soul is my favorite character in this arc because like I like villains, and I think his story of like I got to hear. He's like the friends are like, "Are you angry with us?" He's like, "Angry? I'm not angry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it took me so long to bring you back to me." Like that is so sinister, and like how this person has become like basically the person he hates the most. I love that shit so much.
So I was kind of surprised that we like wrap out a lot of Soul by the end of these 5 issues, mostly because the first issue, the way I read it, is that he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah,
but they treat it as like that he did want to leave, that he was part of like because he was part of the wishing circle and everything, and I'm like, man, like why was he so villainous in the way he's framed before they get there in the first issue?
I don't think he was.
That's how I read it. I read it as like as he's doing, he's like, it's a special game.
Oh,
you're gonna get this die.
I thought he was just
this die.
I thought he was just being weird.
This one, I didn't read it that way. I read it as like a villainous setup, and then that's why it made sense when he turned out to be the villain. But I'm like, it felt like he knew this was gonna be a big thing, that this was gonna happen.
I think he did.
I know. I was just surprised we don't actually like he's dead, and we don't get that contextualization.
I think because it's not actually like Soul is the reason that the story is going to happen this way. Like he had to, he's the plot point of him dying, and now people are stuck in this place.
Yeah.
I want to say, because we do get to the panel where Soul is pulled out of the circle by the game master.
Yeah.
and then that's how Angela loses her arm.
I
So
think-
I think, I mean, sorry, Ryan, but I think that Solomon did know what was going to happen. He just didn't know it was going to be that dangerous. That once they got in, he's like, oh shit, this is a lot worse than I thought. But then he gets trapped in there for 25 years, and then he starts going crazy. But one of my favorite parts is when his reveal, he puts the D20 as his eyes. Like he's like, I stole the Game Master's D20, and now I have my own again. He's crying blood, but he has D20s as his eyes. I thought that's terrifying, but it's also really freaking cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, is that like the fact that we killed him off and we didn't get the contextualization of like, yeah, he did know that they would end up here, and that kind of thing is I found that shocking and surprising, because I do feel like he is framed in a slightly menacing way, of the sense of like, I feel like he knows what's about to happen.
Okay, so I do agree, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's
no.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like it's malicious, but it is in like a sinister.
Knows.
It's in a sinister sense of like, he knows he's about to put them through something they aren't prepared for.
Yes.
Whether or not he intended it to be as bad as it is, he does know that, and the fact that like that's the read I have, and the fact that we don't have that contextualized at all in these 5 issues was actually kind of surprising to me. Was my main point about that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel you. I like that he isn't like a 50-issue villain that they have to wind up to beat. I think this is so much more interesting that now all the people are like, okay, so now what do we do? They all want to leave, but actually we got to take care of the people we just rescued. Like I am so much more interested in the future instead of just fighting this like bad guy best friend.
Well, there's also people who, not just people who are saying, we need to help these people. It's some of their party is like, things weren't really that great for me back home. I think I like it better here.
I like Chuck. Chuck's like, my life's better here. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that our main character is kind of unlikable, but in a relatable way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably one of the strongest parts of the book.
There are things, not being familiar with D&D, there are things talking about kind of shorthand. If you're familiar with the tropes and storytelling devices of this genre, that there are moments of the story that just went over my head. Like when people die and they come back, I was like, so you're not a zombie? What's a fallen? So there's like things like that kind of lost me.
That's not D&D thing. That's original for the story. You found that out at the same time we did. If you die, you just become a fallen. That's in the story.
Yeah, but I don't get it. And that's that. I just don't understand that. That story beat. Let me finish. I don't get that story beat. So like that's for me a hard thing for me to kind of connect with this book. But I all in all, it's an enjoyable read.
Sure. I have a lot of stuff I like about this book. I like that the main characters are 43 and her impossible fantasy is being able to pay off her mortgage. I think that's great. The art is stunning. I like that. It's so sad that they have to like make Matthew into a superhero, but it makes him really sad. Like, hey, go kill this dragon, and I don't care what it does to you emotionally. Like that's so messed up, and I love that. Yeah. But like, you have to do that to beat this dragon. Like it's sad, but I also get it. The guy who made the oath to the girl, and like years later comes back and he's like a zombie, and he's like, I can't see you, but I'm here to collect my debt.
Oh, yeah, and he just rots all over her.
Yeah, and it's like, and he's got like the maggot eyes. That was such a dope reveal.
That was actually. I knew things were gonna go bad for the heroes, but when we get that NPC, or essentially that NPC shows up, and you get that flashback of Ash be like, "Oh yeah, I dated this guy, and we were really cool, and he swore he would do stuff for me until he saw me again," and he's like, "Is that you? Oh my god, it's you! I can't!" And he's like screams like, "I can't see you!" And you see the maggots on his eyes, and it's like, "Oh, this is
I can't rest until I see you again," and I literally can never see ever again. So I'm a plague zombie forever.
Right.
It is.
I love it.
I feel like that's something like a fate worse than death.
Yeah. That's a curse.
It is. It's this. One of the things I love about this is that it goes you knew it was dark, but you didn't think it was going to get that dark.
Yeah. The last picture I took was, this is just like, it's 3 panels, but it is an entire session of just playing D&D. We were sheltered, and then she went to go find some gold. She went to grab it, but a Prussian merchant spotted her. We took them out, but it wasn't good enough. That's all just dice rolls, failures, and it's just like, you're just playing Dungeons and Dragons right there. And I'm like, I love that. I love that they can just have little moments of like, this is us rolling dice, but we're doing it in real life. Like, again, like I know you're not into D&D, Brandon, but like for me, I think that that stuff really works.
Yeah.
I really like how the characters are trying to suss out what is real and what isn't. And that they're like, we have to assume everything is real and that what we do matters.
Yes.
And we have to make moral decisions.
Right.
Otherwise, we're monsters.
Because like if you don't believe that you'll die in here, then you won't die. But like, but like I lost my arm, or I got a robot arm in this world, and I lost my arm in the real world. So like,
so it must be real.
Yeah, that's fun.
Well,
That's all
conceptualizing fun. Like, how lost in your power do you become, and how dangerous do you allow yourself to be?
The thing that I'm the cool, like kind of like I think it was a reveal that like people who have died here come back as like the zombies, and like
people who die in the real world become the fallen.
Yeah, and I think that's a cool little thing where like,
is that what that was?
Yeah,
that's what they said. And yeah.
That's what I was trying to get at. Is I would have liked more of an explanation of what was going on in the world, because there were times where I just kind of felt like they didn't quite like we're talking about the movie, but it didn't quite give me the information that'll make it click for me that this is what that was, that would help me understand what was happening in the world.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So that's why I didn't understand when they were like, dead people become fallen, okay, zombies, but like there are people from their lives. I didn't understand how that correlated, and so Sparks just explained it to me.
Gotcha. I think that it's kind of just like not a throwaway line, but it's just like one panel. I think that's probably something that's going to be more important, like in the next arc and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is.
Well, yeah, because like it's one of the last things brought up in this volume.
Yeah,
it's like the third to last page.
Oh yeah, because it's Soul. Soul comes back.
Yeah, Soul comes back
right.
as the Fallen and says, "This is what I learned. The truth is that the Fallen are the people who die in the real world."
I think it's so. Last thing I'll say about this, Kieran Gillen created an actual RPG for Die, this thing, and that's why there's like a designer on it. And like if you read the back of every issue has like a huge, like a couple paragraphs of him talking about RPGs and playing with his friends and the inspiration for the stuff. And I do recommend reading it, even though we're past it now. But he made an actual RPG, and like you can play it online, and so I'm interested to check it out. It involves people having one die, and you're playing D&D, but it's Kieran Gillen's D&D. I think that's radical. That dude's a comic book artist or a comic book writer and a game maker.
I think the concept of each person having like a die that's specifically theirs and it's the only one in the set is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that I thought that was really cool, because at first when Solomon was giving each of the people their die, I was like, this is interesting, because in Dungeons and Dragons you have different die for different damage, and of course the D20 is like the mother of all die. And there's so much, but so it's like you get the D4, you get the D10, you get the standard D6, but the D20, that's mine.
It's the big boy.
That's the Game Masters. That's the ultimate one. It's like, ooh, it's a very different concept, and it's a type of fantasy that it is fantastical, but there's still some real world elements to it that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And also seeing those steel dragons come in is like, okay, that's a cool fight, and I'm a little terrified.
Yeah, the art is insane. Like truly some beautiful stuff. The dragon looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was fun. I can't believe I'm 2 for 2 at just like completely blind. Because this was a completely blind pick for me, and this one in Centipede.
Good. Keep at it.
You just kind of
a B-.
Yeah, good read.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna continue to read it.
Okay,
that's for sure.
If that is all.
That is all.
Ryan, your book next week, what is it?
Funny, Benjamin Magneto, that you picked a Kieran Gillen book, because funny enough, I've been watching this little show called WandaVision, and there are some characters on that show that are called the Young Avengers. And Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey wrote a great Young Avengers series in 2015 called The Young Avengers. So we're doing that book. It's Jamie McKelvey and Kieran Gillen's Young Avengers. The first 6 issues, I think, is the first volume. It only went 12 issues because nobody read it because you guys are jerks. So check out the first 6 issues.
So Mag says, "Good night, guys. Stay safe and see you next time."
Love you, Mag. Yeah, heck yeah.
I just bought the initial Young Avengers series written by Alan Heinberg. Yeah,
I've had both those volumes for years.
I thought about doing another volume of Alan Heinberg stuff, but I wanted to do another interpretation of these characters, and a little more not that the other ones weren't, but like super like the diversity. Like oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's such a good book. I'm so excited for you guys to read it.
I'm going to read a lot more of them, because I also bought Children's Crusade. I'm going to reread that.
Yeah. Ooh, spoilers. So we know Wanda Maximoff and House of M. You know who is the actual reason for the House of M? It's not Wanda Maximoff. It's Chthon. Spoilers for that book 15 years ago.
Oh, we read it. We read it on the show.
No, I know the sequel book talks about who the actual bad guy was. It was Chthon.
Well, didn't in Children's Crusade it was actually Doctor Doom, and then it was actually...
Yeah, listen, people should talk to each other more. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Anyway, so that'll be it. So check out that next week. Also next week, we're going to be talking about Disney's newest animated film, Raya and the Last Dragon.
That's next week.
It's next week.
Oh my God, another great animated movie with dragons in it.
So stay tuned for that. That'll be out on Friday. Well, not this, but the movie on Friday. All right. Thank you to everyone who watched this stream, listens to the channel, whatever. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. We greatly appreciate all of your support. If you want to check out more of our content, we've got other shows up on this channel. We have the Fake Nerds Watch series, which we are currently going through WandaVision. New episode up soon. Well, then one more. Then we do Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Get it on till I die.
We also have... That's not Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I know, but it's a good jam.
We also have Basement Arcade and Basement Arcade Pause Menu, or two video game series. Basement Arcade Pause Menu has a recent episode where you guys talk to adults talking anime, and Basement Arcade will have more episodes soon.
Mm-hmm.
We will finish them. That didn't work.
No, you were right. Finish him. You got it.
Okay. We also have the Fake Nerd Book Club, which just put up a new episode. Link in the description for Little Char and the gang, and one more episode of that one. So check out all that cool content down below on this channel. A lot of cool stuff. We also have masks. Hey, the pandemic, I guess, is starting to... People say it's winding down. I don't believe it, but they say it.
I want to.
But we have masks. You can check out our Fake Nerd Podcast masks over at Crafted by Z. Links are in the description below. We also have a Patreon where we have 3 tiers there. This coming... Right, we're on the 28th, so tomorrow, as we're recording this, will be March 1st. That's the last month that you can get this quarter's Patreon exclusive t-shirt, the LA Comic-Con commemorative t-shirt. That will be gone come April 1st.
Going into the vault, the Fake Nerd Disney Vault.
That's what they call it. So definitely check out the Patreon, guys. We also have our TeePublic, which we got tons of awesome merchandise. The new shirts for Fake Nerd Podcast, Fake Nerds Watch, Basement Arcades. Those are up there. I'd rather be a fake nerd than a true fan. That's up there. Don't be a dick. Good life lesson. We also have our website in the link in the description where you can find all these links at fakenerdpodcast.com. Thank you to everyone who listens, watches the live stream, watches the rewind. Greatly appreciate all of your support. Thank you to Jeremy Vellucci for our theme music, which you've heard in this episode, and all of our theme music for all of our shows. He's our music guy. You can find him at Jeremy Vellucci Keyboards. Of course, he does a podcast called Suburban Proctologist. You can find that on iTunes, Facebook.com/Suburban Proctologist Official, or Instagram at SubProcPodcast. Thank you to Mike Matola. It's 2 months. It's been 2.5 months since we had Mike on. I'm going to call him. We're gonna get that print, guys. It's gonna happen.
I believe it. It's gonna be great.
You can find him at Mike Matola on Instagram and Twitter.
I actually, I just ordered a print from him. I just want to spotlight it. I'm sure they're all sold out because he only made 25. But did you guys see that he did the Amanda Gorman speech from the inauguration?
Oh,
he did it to create an image of her giving the speech at the inauguration.
I think so.
And he put that up, and all 100% of the proceeds went to New York charity for the youth there.
You're the best, man. Look at you. Great guy.
Mike did a great job.
Great guy.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You guys should check it out for sure.
We'll do a possible trivia challenge for that.
Oh boy.
What's it gonna be about? U.S. history?
No,
Bye.
that speech. About that speech. All right. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Fake Nerd Podcast. FakeNerdGuys@gmail.com. If you'd like to get in touch with us personally, I'm at BT McClure on Instagram and Twitter. Ben.
You can find me trying to find some AAA batteries from my original Game Boy Pocket at BenMagnet27 on Instagram and Twitter. And like we said earlier, I also write freelance for OldSchoolGamerMagazine.com. Newest article on the website about why the Game Boy Advance, this beautiful device right here, is the best of all the Game Boys, is up there now, and the link is in the description below.
You're right.
Sparks.
You can find me just surviving another week at Sparks Witty on Instagram and Twitter as PARKZ Witty.
Boy, I feel that. Ryan.
Natural 1. You can find me at DJ Tony Snark everywhere. It was actually a 9.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music and Podcasts, and Pandora. Rate and review wherever you get us. We greatly appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Until next time, stay fake nerds.